In a world in crisis, can three idiots find hope in the darkest of places? Will love conquer all, or will hate win out in the end? This is a show called Hate.
Welcome to A Show Called Hate, a podcast in which we explore love, hate, and everything between in search of greater meaning and perhaps a little perspective. I'm John.
I am Nick.
I'm Chris.
Are you hydrated?
No, well, no.
Tell
But
us,
I will be.
tell
I'm
us more.
carrying one of these big flasks.
It's like a gym girl bottle.
Yeah, it is exactly what it's like. It has
Yeah.
the time on it that says like the time of day, and then it goes from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. and it's how much water you should be drinking in the day.
Wait,
This is science, John.
I was going to make a joke. And
That's what it says.
is that meant to be a day?
No.
Yeah, that's a day.
Yeah, that's a day's worth of water.
You drink way more than that.
I'm not being like,
Yeah.
I'd be like, that's like an hour or two.
Well, that's
maybe.
good.
2 hours if I'm being
That's good.
charitable.
This is like minimum, I
yeah.
would say.
What's the carrying
I
capacity?
mean, that is a large amount of water.
This-
Like, I must stress, just for podcast
Podcast purpose.
I thought I was going to keep this one together.
We've just said just now, I've got a cough, John's tired,
And I'm
Nick's
supposed to
going to
carry
hold
the
it
pod.
together.
But, like, that is a large bottle of water. So John's point about drinking that in like an hour is quite a significant.
Yeah.
No wonder you're pissing,
What is that?
Well,
What is that?
indeed.
2 litres?
I guess. Yeah.
One
and a bit, maybe.
one and a bit. Yeah.
Anyway, I'm not drinking it to stay hydrated. I'm drinking it because I'm trying to stave off this cough for the next hour and however many minutes.
Keep
I
my
see.
throat, like,
Oh,
loose and wet.
it's a lubrication.
I'm trying to
basically,
lubricate.
yeah.
I had some medicine before I came.
Medsun.
My
I had
medicine.
some
Wow.
Tesco tickly
Calpol.
cough syrup.
Is that what you call
Own brand.
bourbon?
Yes. That's what I call Bailey's.
What was that? There's that cough medicine called like Tixie Licks.
Tixie Licks was.
It's the Tesco version of
bomb.
that, yeah.
Which I always thought was meant to sound a bit like tickly cough. Like Tixie Licks.
Tixie lick your balls.
Yeah, I didn't really think things on those deeper levels when I was a child because
Oh, yeah,
all I cared about was that sweet
Sweet
Tixie
sugar.
Licks.
That
Sweet-
sweet Calpol flavour.
Sweet
Yeah.
syrup.
I was well into branding as a kid, so I was always analysing the logos, thinking about the taglines.
What's your mission statement?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, interesting brand colours choice there. Calpol.
Yeah, because I mean, I think
Calpol?
Calpol.
because Calpol Classic was purple,
Purple.
and then Calpol 6 Plus was orange.
Calpol Premier.
But that's because it was orange flavour, right?
Oh, there was a pinky one though,
Was there a pink one?
or at least there is now.
Oh,
I have memories of a pink one though. Yeah, but I remember the orange one because it tasted of orange.
yeah.
Yeah.
But what did the purple one taste of?
Well,
Strawberry, isn't it?
the Tixie
I'm sure
Licks.
the one we have now is strawberry.
Yeah, well, Tixie Licks, which isn't the same,
No.
but was purple, was blackcurranty.
Oh, that makes sense.
That's
yeah.
probably what the Calpol
Yeah,
was.
maybe it is blackcurrant.
Oh, and I
or
take
was
it-
blackcurrant.
Ah.
Because you know, like medicine back in the day for a child, you'd get like a little special. Well, Chris Ray, you're the parent here.
A little spoon.
Well, we don't have a spoon anymore.
Oh,
Why not?
We have a syringe now.
what to inject him?
Not not with a needle on the end of
in his
it.
butt
Yeah, just like a needleless syringe where you suck it up.
and squirt it into his mouth.
Exactly that.
he's
You
in
can do a spoon, but it's a bit less accurate.
I
But
remember
you're-
the Calpol spoon really
Yeah,
clearly.
it was a very special.
It was very
looking
stubby.
spoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We still have one.
It was
but
very deep.
they tend to give you a syringe rather than a spoon in the box now.
I guess it's easier with a baby.
Yeah.
Squanch it right into
But
his
also,
mouth.
your boy,
good
he's got
boy.
excellent spoon technique.
He has.
Like his eating.
But
you
even with that, liquid is very precarious.
Ah,
He has
I see.
vitamins in the morning, and we still have to help him with that. Otherwise, it will go everywhere, like without fail. It's like an orange goopy stuff.
I remember once that I got a cereal toy that was a spoon that was on a sort of extendo arm. You know, like it's like that sort of zigzag set of levers, and it was like scissor handles at one end, and then you'd like squeeze the scissor handles together like you would for scissors to cut. But instead, it would extend,
Yeah. Good.
and the spoon would like extend out like I
Lovely.
don't know, half a foot or something.
Okay.
And I remember the
To
idea.
make it the size of a regular spoon.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And the idea is that you could like remotely like fire the spoon into your cereal,
Yeah.
and then retract it and then put it in your mouth. So it was like really convenient if you were sat weirdly far away from
Yeah,
the cereal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
and I
you're sat
remember
at a certain angle.
and the picture on the box showed like 3 stages. It's like a little comic of like, you know, step
Yeah.
1, be far away from your cereal for some reason.
Step 1.
Yeah.
Step 2, extendo. Step 3, retracto. Step 4, enjoy.
Yeah.
And I did that, and it just exploded into the cereal.
Shattered the
Shattered the bowl.
and the table.
Shard of ceramic lodged into my brother's face. Yeah. Smoke alarm went off. House burned down. End of story.
All of that.
It was a bad day.
Yeah.
It just spattered milk everywhere, and it didn't hold anything.
They tried as someone who does genuinely really like cereal, which as we've talked about, I like boring brown,
I like my
bland
cereal, bland.
You're not going to get an extending spoon in that sort of thing.
No, but also I hated, even as a kid, I found, as a kid you're like, oh, mother, what do you suppose the design brief was for this? I was like,
strange brand colours today, wouldn't you say, mother?
and my stuff was like, oh look, this cereal comes with a free spoon. It's multicoloured, and I would be like, no, this is irrelevant. And
I'm above this.
Yeah, this is tasteless.
I remember those colour changing spoons.
Yeah.
They change in cold milk, right?
Oh God. Yeah, I was talking about like a
you
spoon. I was thinking of like a plastic spoon. It was also a straw. But yeah, you
There
just
was
said
one that was like,
it's coming.
I
back
remember
to
it was really thick. Like it was like really uncomfortable to hold because it was like a log in my hand. And it was like some uninspiring colour, like green marbled with white or something like that. And then you dip it in and it would go red, which was much worse
yeah.
somehow. And but then of course the milk gets a bit warmer. and
What was it reacting with? The spoon.
It's a great question. Probably lead.
Yeah.
And the milk went red as well, which was great.
And my mouth went
It's
red.
just like what is making it turn red in the bowl?
It's a worrying thought.
It must
isn't
be the milk, but then what? What?
Well,
how does milk change something's colour?
It claimed it was temperature based. It's the cold milk that made the plastic change colour.
I suppose.
Like you can get those things that go change when they go hot, right? I presume it was the reverse of that technology.
Do you remember in Monsters Inc. the bad guy who was like that
snaky
purple
dude who could,
Randall?
Yeah, Randall. Yeah, he could camouflage.
Yeah, he could go. Yeah.
Oh.
So I don't know if this was a cereal toy because I was, becoming a young man. I was, I was growing. I was no longer.
Yeah, you were interested in whiskey now and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
Or my cereal.
Yeah. Will this whiskey change my spoon's colour?
Yeah. When did Monsters Inc. even come out? Like 38 years ago.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I'm going to be.
We
totally
are
honest with you.
38.
I've never watched Monsters Inc.
you not?
all the way through. No.
Really?
Classic,
It's a good
actually.
film, actually. Yeah.
Never.
It's enjoyable.
I know roughly what it's about.
But I.
Monsters, isn't it?
Monsters, and the girl.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, you really know it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like we're in the
That's
room
right,
with
isn't it? They go to scare the girl,
Yes.
and then she can't be scared, so they take her back to the base.
Yeah, because she spent like all her time watching beheadings on YouTube.
Yeah, and then
so
they,
she
like,
has,
Just like a modern
She
child.
has no
They
sense of fear.
befriend her,
They don't take her back to the base willingly.
and then she and then for some reason they take her back home.
Yeah.
That's roughly it.
They learned something valuable along the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were going to say though, the
Yeah.
baddie
So
Randall.
I'm getting now. You've talked about like color changing plastic. I'm getting a powerful sense memory of a toy of him.
Yes.
And like he didn't move, no
No,
articulation.
he was a little statuette.
But he would go blue. From heat. So if you held him in your hand or ran him under a hot tap, he would change colour.
I think I had one of those.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah.
I'm just going to... Please keep talking. I'm just going to adjust your mic, Nick.
Oh yeah, it's dipped to my
I
dick.
had a lightsaber mug that had the same kind of thing. So when you like put kettle water in it,
Indeed, as you would.
boiled,
Some
yeah.
people call it boiled water.
boiled kettle water, boiled, brackets,
Brackets boiled.
boiled.
Yeah, okay.
The hilts would activate, and the
My hilt's activating right now
hilts,
as you're talking about
yeah. And how?
this. And how? So wait, I don't understand. So
So the hilts, they were just hilts at the bottom of the cup,
at the bottom of the cup is like a
and
little
it
hilt.
would
Like a picture.
yeah, it'd be like Count Dooku,
Ah.
Yoda, Mace Windu, whatever.
Yeah.
And
Count
then
Dooku.
you put the
Yoda.
you TM.
TM
at the end.
TM.
You put the your kettle water in, brackets boiled. And
Brackets frigid.
the lightsabers would like
Ignite.
Yeah.
slowly, but still.
They'd run up the side of the mug
Yeah.
cup.
Yeah.
Exactly that.
Is
That's
this
kinda
like
cool.
is that like a successor to like a saucy mug that might have a girl in a bikini and then like as the drink
Yeah,
goes,
kind
of
it's
like that.
yeah.
And those pens that you could click and their bikinis would fall off.
Yeah.
I had loads of those.
What was that? Magnets? The pens?
I think
probably-
that. No, I think it was a
Was it-
transparent layer
Ah.
that was like
Yeah.
acetate that the bikini was on, and then when you click the pen, it like the whole cartridge shifted down, and the transparent layer shifted down, and then there was her nudie bit.
You see, and now I'm getting a sense memory of again as a kid not having a bikini girl pen, but having a
Really?
pen that did something like that. Like
Imagine if you were the woman who was in the pens.
Yeah.
It's like No,
Another woman lost her pens.
And it's like, you're like 60 odd now, and you got this massive mansion in LA, and someone goes, "Hey, how'd you make your millions?" Like, I'm the girl in the pen who got naked.
I'm the pen girl.
I'm that naked pen girl.
Yeah.
That would be quite.
And the house is shaped like a
big pen.
A big pen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to make it, they filmed her as they lowered her into a life-size tank of ink.
Yeah.
And every pen is playing a very small video of that.
That's some insane technology.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that actually happened.
Going back to that thermal tech, I have a mug
Thermal tech.
that has a Game Boy on it.
No.
Yeah.
I find that impossible to
I know,
believe.
right?
Yeah.
Hello, I'm making I like Game Boys. And it's got a blank screen.
Oh,
And then when you
yes.
fill it with kettle water, brackets boiled, the screen changes to a Super Mario Land screen. But I've put it through the dishwasher so many times.
Oh, yeah, I did
that.
that.
It's like peeling.
Yeah,
It looks
I did,
horrible.
I
now.
did the
It
same
looks
thing. Yeah.
Really, and it comes off on my mouth.
Oh,
And I think it's lead.
probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does it taste sweet?
Does lead taste sweet?
It does.
Then no.
Yeah.
Does it?
Yeah.
How do you know that?
I don't know.
Licking flat.
I just knew. I think it wasn't something like when we used to use lead for like everything. Like, oh, check out my lovely new lead cup.
Yeah.
Sip. I mean, oh, ow.
Yeah.
I mean, ow, my brain.
It makes stuff taste
Ow, my
slightly
memories.
sweet.
Oh, okay.
There's another thing as well. If your sewage
tastes sweet.
slightly sweet.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, not in a good way, but like because
Smells sweet.
Yeah,
We should go back to lead pipes, man.
yeah. There's because there was a famous thing.
There's a leg pipe sticking out of my house, like a disused one.
Yeah,
Don't put your mouth on that.
spewing
No.
sewage.
Yeah,
out
God knows
constantly,
what's
yeah.
going on with
Constantly.
that. Nothing's ever emanated from it.
No, there was a famous cholera outbreak
Oh,
in
yeah.
London years ago.
Very
Classic.
famous.
Classic
And
London.
this was a time when people didn't understand like diseases, and they were like, "Oh, it's like the devil's
Oh, yes.
pox or whatever." We're not praying enough.
Devil's
Yeah.
spawn is here.
And then this one guy was like, "I've literally done what I would call a scientific study, and I found out that every person who got ill, the only thing they have in common is that they all drank from this one well."
Yeah.
yeah. They're all different.
I've been drinking from this well since I was a boy.
They've all been putting their mouth on this one pipe
Yeah.
in the middle of London town.
And
No, I don't know
wateriest
why
pipe.
we keep getting sick.
Anyway, back to the pipe.
and there was this one woman who lived like other side of London who was also getting ill, and be like, "How's she getting ill? That's the outlier."
She's not on the spigot.
And they went to see it, and it turned out she sent her daughter
Yeah.
every day to get water from that one pipe.
Good.
Because she said it tasted better, tasted nice and sweet.
Yeah.
And there we go.
'Cause all the shit was going in it.
Yeah.
And anyway, the fun story is, no one believed him, even though he's like, I literally guarantee we will save everyone's life if we just
Yeah.
Please,
Devil.
brick up that well.
Please, God.
Burn him.
And they're like, no, you're mad,
Yeah.
lad. So he actually just went and took the handle off the pump and instantly solved the problem.
Good.
Legend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he beat someone to death with
With the handle.
Fucking idiot. Went on a rampage and killed more people.
Killed
with cholera.
than the actual cholera. Yeah.
Is there a moral here? What did we learn?
Is this anti-learning?
Listen to Steve.
Yeah,
That's what we
Steve
learned.
Cholera. And that's what they named the disease after.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because sorry, why is lead? The joke about lead paint and kids
Yeah.
drinking paint.
Chug a
Delicious
lug.
but deadly.
Because the lead made it taste sweet.
Oh, I see. Well, I didn't know that.
Kind of want to try it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does sound good.
I'm sure a little bit of lead.
Like a little bit of lead.
I mean,
paint.
we've all got a little bit of lead.
Yeah.
In
My
us.
dad, he won't be listening to this, so it's fine. He used to just boil lead in his garage with his brother.
Ah.
So they had a little camp. They had a little camp stove, and then
Yeah.
they had a little pan, like an old frying saucepan. Sorry.
Yeah.
And then they just put some lead bits that they found, because lead was everywhere when you were a kid. When my dad was young, like it's just a bit of flashing, a bit of pipe, whatever from the garden.
Yeah.
Grab
Yeah.
a few bits, pop it in the pan, light
Melt
up the
that
burner,
down.
and they would melt, and they'd watch it bubble, and oh, that
Oh,
smells good.
Lovely.
It's all gone. I wonder where it is.
Is
It's
it
in
done?
you, Dad.
Is it done? Yeah. Dip your finger.
Yeah,
in.
dippy,
Oh no.
dippy boil.
What a sweet smelling gas.
And then my mum used to tell stories about how when she was at secondary school, they used to get mercury out.
Yeah.
And they just put it on their desks, and they just push it
Yeah.
around with their pens and their fingers.
Good.
And then after a little while, they'd be like, "Where's the mercury gone?" And of course, it like evaporates at room temperature, so that's in them as well.
Well,
Yeah.
anecdotally, there was that one story I don't know if our chemistry teacher told us back in secondary school about his old scout hut.
Oh, yeah.
Or this is a story I'm confusing.
oh,
yeah.
you've told me this, but yeah.
And the idea is that they do the same thing, and like everyone, let's have fun gigs and like play with mercury. Do it for years. Oh, keep losing the mercury.
It's so weird.
And then they go to fix the floor, and they lift up the floorboards, and there's like a sea of mercury
Really?
because it just kept falling through the floorboards.
That's insane.
There's a blob of mercury in this room, actually.
Oh,
Oh,
my
that's
God,
fun.
That's why I feel so weird.
Yeah, creeping
Yeah.
around.
I'm just creeping around. What do you mean?
Oh, yeah, go get
What
it.
do you mean creeping around?
Show and tell.
Oh, yes, you've shown me this before, actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
In this little box.
There you go, Rev.
Oh, it's in there. Oh, I see.
Treat yourself to a Merc.
Oh, that's fun. That is cool.
It's nice and sealed in there, I guess.
Yeah. Is this like a collector's item then?
Yeah,
Or
I
is
think
this something you had to seal yourself?
it was a containment field once we finally caught it. Yeah.
That is good. That is
Yeah,
quite
so
fun,
for,
isn't it?
for anyone at home, Lucy has a clear Perspex
Oh, I've got it in the middle.
with a bit of mercury in it.
Yeah.
That's fun. I like
Where did she
that.
get it from?
I don't know, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe she
Whoa,
stole
some mercury in
it.
there.
Stole it from a previous life as a.
I can see why, because I remember hearing that there was a story of some monks somewhere in
Yeah.
the world who would inject it into their penises.
Here we go.
I don't know why. But you can see why people would think it was magical, and that it was going to make your penis like really powerful.
I mean, I have
Yeah.
to say, like, I'm fighting quite a primal urge to inject that into my penis.
Yeah.
Right
I know.
now. You know,
I know, right?
It's unreal. Think about that.
Look at
They
that.
used to use it
that
as
is- that is good fun, eh?
They used to use it as a laxative.
Well, it would do the job, wouldn't it?
Right.
Because if you drank it
Oh my god.
and you survived the,
Oh, was it so heavy it would push
Yeah.
all of your stuff out of you?
because it wouldn't like mix with your body,
No.
but like you've
why
just got
would
this very toxic ball of a very heavy metal moving
Yeah.
down.
That
Yeah.
sort of acts as like a heavy cap on top of everything else in your system.
But used to,
Very
it
good.
wasn't
We'll
it
put
wasn't
that
mercury, but it was quite popular to have like a like a, I don't even call it, like those Cadbury's eggs, not a Cadbury's cream egg, but the ones that are like
Mini eggs.
Mini eggs, yeah.
Oh yeah, with a crispy coating on it.
Yeah,
That's
so
right,
I always picture
Sugar
them being about that size. A family would have like a stone of like bismuth,
Oh yes, I've heard about this.
and it was the idea. It was meant to be like a cure-all. Like if you've got a bad stomach, you swallow
the
it,
stone.
and of course it doesn't digest.
No.
It passes through your body, mildly poisoning you, and then you poop it out.
Good.
And the idea is that like it hits your gut, and your gut just goes, "Oh no!"
Oh,
and then you'd have like,
no.
I'm being
no,
punished.
and you'd have like just an epic shit, like an epic early
Sounds
Victorian shit.
Because your gut would like just evacuate
Yeah,
itself
'cause
in an
it-
attempt to
'cause it's
sort this out.
bad,
Something's
you know.
bad.
Yeah.
But then as a family, you're not going to buy another stone, are you?
No, you're gonna dig it out and you're gonna
You
wash
dig it out, you wash it
Yeah,
off, put it
yeah,
back in the
yeah,
jar, and then Grandpa swallows it when he's
until it's
feeling a bit
literally
packed.
worn away. Yeah.
Yeah.
Packed. It's
Yeah.
packed up.
Yeah, he's a bit packed up. Go get the
Grandad,
stone.
Swallow your bowel, stone.
Go get that stone. We'll sort you right out.
It's all my
prick.
all my mercury anecdotes are coming back to me. I remember reading
We've all got
about
'em.
But yeah.
because mercury is like it's reflective and it will always fall flat.
I see.
They tried to make a mirror. I think the military developed making like a giant mirror out of it. It's like a lens
yeah.
for like focusing.
Light.
Yeah, and they found that if you made like a very large, shallow bowl and you span it
Right.
while it was full of mercury,
Yeah. Mirror.
yeah, it would become like it would
Oh.
the mercury through centripetal force would become like
How long?
perfectly
How long are
smooth.
you spinning that for?
Why do you go? It's a good question.
Forever.
So
But-
you'd get a dish shaped
Yes.
reflective mirror.
Perfectly, and I think the idea is that they mounted it on a truck, and don't ask me why. There was some clever like we're going to
had
use
their
it to
reasons.
like reflect or something.
They know that like glass does this though, right?
Oh what? Oh shit!
Yeah, there's a much
Oh,
easier way
shit.
of doing this.
Anyway, the anecdote ended because the prototype didn't go very far. Is that you drive your truck to a point, get the mercury dish out,
Yeah.
start it spinning on the back of the truck. They do their thing and they go, perfect, great, right, we're all done here. Let's drive to the next location. Like drive away.
Slosh.
No, and then the whole truck would just fly over because the mercury was still spinning and it had such inertia
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
that, like, yeah, the truck. And that's a shit ton of mercury just lost.
It's all lost in the sand. You can't clean off mercury. It's
No.
got sand in it now.
Well, yeah,
Here's a question.
that'd be fun though.
What are mirrors made of?
Isn't it a sheet of very reflective steel
Is it?
with glass, a layer of glass on top?
Very reflective. But it all breaks though when it shatters.
Yeah, I've never actually broken a mirror.
Oh,
I've
that's-
broken a mirror.
That's good. Yeah,
sat
I
on a
must.
mirror.
I must
How-
have done.
You sat on a mirror.
It was resting.
I didn't see it coming.
It was resting at a 45-degree angle.
I thought I was sitting on another bag's ass.
That's what I wanted.
This will be fine.
That beautiful ass. I'm going to sit on that. Oh no! It's in me now.
Yeah, so tell us more about the time you sat on a mirror.
It was a mirror that's meant to be mounted on a wall, but it wasn't mounted on a wall.
Oh,
It
it's
was
the wall's
resting
fault.
against the wall at a sort of near 45-degree angle.
Oh.
And I just accidentally took a step back and sat, and just my ass just right in the middle of it,
What-
just cracked it in half.
Were you in a kind of house of illusion at the time?
Yeah, ooh, at a fairground, and I was naked for some reason as well. I wasn't actually.
Oh, okay.
No.
That's a shame.
I got away very luckily with that
Yeah, did you?
because a sherd could have gone right up into my ass
Yeah.
Right up-
and other regions.
right up there.
And
into
thinking,
my kidney.
and I say this not to blame you,
Oh, here we go.
but given how many
I think he's
times
gonna
in your
blame you.
life you've been in situations where you've either been very badly hurt,
Yes.
or could have been very badly hurt.
Yeah, this was another one of those.
Yeah, that really feels like,
Thing is, it's either one or the other.
yeah,
And I guess that's a very stupid thing that I'm about to say, which is either that I get really badly hurt or I don't get really badly hurt.
There's really
and those
no-
are the two options.
there's
Those are
really no
literally,
halfway house.
yeah.
No, I don't get slightly hurt. I just get either really badly hurt or none at all.
Yeah.
This was a none at all instance.
That is fortunate, though.
Yeah, and I was just
It
sat in a
proper
load of
shattered.
fragments of mirror. But interestingly, it was they were pieces of mirror. So if it had been steel,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
then there would have been. I would have maybe bent it. The glass
Yeah.
would have all broken, but the steel would have still been there.
That's a really good question.
Well, if a mirror had been available, you could have taken a long, hard look at yourself. But unfortunately, the mirror had just been destroyed.
Well, actually, in many ways, I multiplied the mirror into many
Many
small
different-
mirrors.
yes.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
I honestly could be talking out of my ass here. I think the idea is that if you took like a very, very, very thin but reflective metal, and
I always
stuck
wondered if
to
it was something like, what if you like could
glass.
flatten like silver foil, like tin foil out,
Yeah.
really, really perfectly flat, and then bond that to glass.
That's
then-
got to be like the early mirrors, surely. Like,
Yeah.
maybe they've got computers to
But they're
make
like
mirrors. now.
perfect, like they
Yeah.
perfectly reflect.
Yeah, even like a shitty mirror is great.
Is really
Yeah.
good. Like making mirrors is apparently super easy.
there must have been a point where it became common technology to like just make a mirror
Yeah.
because it's quite specialist.
They're pretty useful.
They're
like
very
everyone-
useful.
You
I
don't
do-
even have to turn it on.
I do think back to like kind of like early peeps. It's like, how did they know they were like good looking or not good looking or like their
How
hair?
early we talking? Like prehistoric? They were all hot.
That'd be quite nice if you couldn't see yourself though. There'd be some people
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
who existed, right?
we
Who
go.
never saw their own face.
They might have seen it in a river or like a puddle.
But even then, they'd have been like, "There's a man living in that river," and
There's
that's
a
how, that's how
creepy, and you wouldn't know it was you.
that's how they died.
And you'd be
Yeah.
like, hang on,
Because they attacked the man in the river.
he's touching his nose when I touch my nose.
Yeah.
That's fucking weird.
What
But
a-
he's
Yeah.
still,
what a-
He's got some fucking attitude.
Yeah,
he's got,
Let's
yeah,
get him.
He's got
And
some nerve, splash.
straight in the river.
Yeah, dead.
Gone.
And then he could never report back to say that
Yeah.
maybe he discovered a reflection.
But then I think there must be like ye old people, right, who just never saw their own face. Isn't
Yeah,
that weird.
and they were happier.
But then you
Probably.
think back to like, I don't know, like the 1700s or whatever,
Mm.
where they were all wearing powdered wigs and they were sewn into their clothes and
Yeah, oh
you know,
my
and
God.
they just stank of fucking shit,
Oh.
but they just piled on the makeup and the fucking whatever,
Yeah.
like perfume.
The lead
The lead, yeah,
lead-based
exactly.
makeup. Yeah.
They must have had mirrors, right? So that they could put on their makeup and everything.
Or did they have a person to do it for them?
Oh shit!
yeah,
I do wonder
maybe.
about this because you look at some of like the royal members of various royal families over the years. A lot of them were right uggos. You know, really
Oh, yeah.
just like
Here's a thought: they had painters, didn't they? They had people painting your
Yeah.
portrait.
Yeah,
Was that the only way you could get an image of what you look like? And even then, it would be be biased.
yeah.
a lot of them would like they'd flatter
Make 'em
you,
look-
yeah.
a lot
fucking
of the old portraits of like Mary Queen of Scots or whoever must be like somewhat inaccurate,
Oh, 100%.
right?
Yeah.
Because no one was that good at painting back then.
What's
Surely.
funny is that, like, because Henry VIII was meant to be quite a classic one, right? He was meant to be corpulent, right?
Yes.
Like the fattest, ugliest dude that ever
Although
lived.
apparently, like in his youth, was quite the looker.
Sure.
But it all went wrong quite quickly.
Yeah.
The venison, the venison did for
the
him.
medicine. Ah! But, like, later paintings of him, they do him a bit fat.
Yeah.
Because they know they can't lie that much.
But he
They
probably-
can't just paint him with a
It's
six
probably quite a flattering portrait.
Yeah,
there's
he
that
looks
quite
like-
There's the most famous one of him, like standing there with his legs akimbo. Almost.
But he's chubby as fuck in that painting.
Yeah.
But even then, that must have been complimentary.
But they make
Exactly.
they
Yeah.
make him look like he's commanding, like he's big,
Yes.
because he rules the world,
And because he
yeah.
eats well
yeah.
and he's better than peasants.
Rather than
you
just
know,
But like-
massive
bony
guy.
skeleton
Yeah.
people.
Well, was that one? Because it's like, was it the Habsburgs? There was that one royal line that covered like the Spanish royal family, the Dutch royal family.
Oh, right.
And they were so inbred.
Oh my god.
So inbred. But by the time the line kind of died out, I can't remember. Lucy would know. She's down. She understands the royals. But like,
She's down with the royals.
there was
Yeah.
one like
like Nicholas Witchell.
what?
Nicholas Witchell's down with the Royals. You don't know who that is.
No,
BBC
sorry.
royal correspondent.
There you go.
There
Right,
you go.
yeah.
They hate him.
But the
quite funny.
Habsburgs were known for having, the more inbred they got, for having a very big chin.
Oh yeah.
And quite a like a horn
And
like
they all have
nose,
that.
so their faces became
Like
more,
a moon.
Yeah, like a moon.
Right, I see.
And like one of the last, before they were like, hang on, maybe we did something wrong here. There was like one like Spanish prince who like was born with like a soft skull.
Oh.
And like he had a
no.
hole in his head which oozed the whole time.
Oh
Like,
my god.
yeah, and like he was barely alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, I think he died aged like 28 or something like that.
It's funny how wrong they were about
Yeah.
the whole keeping the royal
Oh,
bloodline
yeah.
pure thing.
Yeah.
They were so sure that that was the right thing to do, and it was literally the opposite.
We must
of
keep it
the
pure
right
by
thing to
fucking
do.
each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how we keep it pure.
And they were all sickly and they were all deformed until it got to a point that they just died.
Yeah.
And it was like, you got that so wrong, guys. It's incredible.
Because they used to say that like the only thing that made you king in the early days was who could command the army. Like after the last king dies, like who's got the power?
And
That's
there's a
the army.
general who's got the men's support. Maybe it's him.
Yeah, so he
Yeah.
just becomes king. So you would have thought there'd be a time where, I don't know, being able to swing a sword and kill someone was quite a like a job. It qualified you for the job.
Yeah.
But then, like, I don't know, as you said, like, no one knows what anyone looks like. If you're a peasant in the 17th century and you're like, oh, well, I'm just a nobody and the king's the king because he's noble and godlike. But you see the
Yes.
king and he's like some screaming Hulk
Yeah,
that they've got,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
chained up in the basement. I feel like, ugh.
This is not the royalty I imagined.
Yeah.
Feed him a bucket of fish heads every
Can I just
week.
look at the portrait again, please?
There must have been so many peasants living out in a hut made of their own feces, like out in the middle of, like, I don't know, the Dales or something.
Tooting and Midsham.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in the old Tooting and Midsham, you know, and it's just like, we got a new king, have we?
Have we?
I mean,
Yeah, how
I'm
long
dying
would
of
that news take to...
scrofula or something. I don't know.
something made up. I don't know.
How long would that news take to travel?
It might not ever
Hey,
reach
hey
them.
guys, we've got a new king.
I guess there would have been a
Right.
point where literally you know, it's like they say, like, you know, someone like a peasant living in like the 1500s and a peasant living in like the 1800s.
Peasant.
Like their lives would have been functionally identical.
Identical.
Nothing changed.
No,
for,
like
hundreds
the
of years.
printing press could have been invented. The written word could have revolutionized
Yeah.
like the capital cities of the world. And the people living in poo huts literally had the identical life.
Pooh Huts being that hamlet.
Yes.
Just round the corner. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was called Poo Hutsburg.
Yeah.
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 But yeah, it's like I guess like a guy would have just walked into town one day and rolled out a scroll and said, "Hear ye,
Yeah,
hear
that's
ye."
true.
Yeah.
There's
You got
a new
a-
king in
there's
town.
You got a new
king.
king.
Is that all right?
All right,
like, oh,
praise
good.
be, I guess.
What's going to change? Practically nothing.
Yeah. For
Praise be, I guess.
hundreds
Praise
of years.
be.
And would they would they describe him? It's like, oh, who is he? Oh, he's Henry. Oh, right, okay.
Did
What's
we
he
just
like?
have an Henry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a sequel.
This is the second Henry.
What's he like? Fat? Yeah,
Yeah.
they're always fat, aren't they? What else? Beard? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
What else? Velvets. He wears a lot of velvets.
Yeah. What a velvets.
What's a velvet?
What a velvet, sire.
Oh, sir.
Oh, so what velvets? Can I have one?
What hour of poo are they?
Oh, I think I've got the velvets.
Oh, it's time for my 5 p.m. velvet. Yeah.
I've got a rat case of the velvets.
Oh, I bring good tidings from London town.
Whoa.
London where?
Oh, Squire, where's London town? Is that near Shithaven?
It is actually, yeah.
Oh, yeah, no,
I know it, yeah.
It is but a 14 days ride from here. My lord, you would have fallen off the edge of the earth, surely.
Surely. The Kraken will get you before you get to London. Londinium. We'll be in Nottingham by nightfall.
Perfect. We'll be in Nottingham by nightfall. Or are they like Dover?
Yeah.
At that point. We'll be in Nottingham by nightfall.
Yeah, just make it up. It's fine, yeah.
Because like there's
You can't drive a car from Dover to Nottingham by nightfall.
no, in that movie, everyone, we're referencing the movie Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves
Yes.
now.
A classic.
They're on that wall with the famous tree that got cut down
Sure.
2 years ago.
God. Yeah, they are.
up
Yeah.
north, yeah.
Yeah.
Up in North.
Which
Where was
can't
that?
remember
Was
the name
that
of
was
now.
that Hadrian's Wall or something like that? Like a
Yeah.
famous wall?
Yeah,
Maybe.
something like- yeah, I think
I
it
can't
was.
remember the name of the tree now. It's
It
gone.
was
That's
oh,
gone,
there's
isn't it? That's
something gap. No.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right. No, it
Yeah.
was. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a famous wall,
Sycamore Gap.
and there's a famous
you go.
tree.
That had been there for fucking
I mean,
eons.
Just a couple
Like-
of chancellors cut it down, I think.
Yeah.
It's like a father and son.
Yeah, they just
I-
went, should we cut
yeah.
this
Which is
down?
weird.
Isn't it weird how that story came and just disappeared?
Yeah.
Because for like 2 weeks, like everyone in the UK was like, well, we're kind of against like, the death penalty. But I think,
Are we making a...
But you know that tree I've never heard of? Well, I'm very angry about
This
it.
is the wild thing, right?
Yeah.
It was like that special flute that the Americans had, and then Lizzo played it, and everyone was like, oh, that's so disrespectful. It's like, you didn't know about that
Yeah.
flute until today.
Yeah.
and admittedly,
And
yes.
that's
And now
true,
I'm
but
very,
also-
and now I'm very angry
I
about
don't
it.
like
Yeah.
it.
So upset about
Yeah.
it.
The thing that is kind of weird about that, like Sycamore Gap tree, is that there's a tree that's been there for like, I don't know, 1,000 years.
Yeah.
This is a tragedy, don't get me wrong.
Oh, 100%.
But also, like, what's going through your head if you're like, hey, son,
We're going out to
get him
That's
a,
never
get him
really
a
come out,
Volvo.
has it? I don't,
Yeah.
I don't think that's ever come out,
This
but
is
why
what I
they
mean.
did it.
That they arrested a couple of people.
Yeah.
They were like, okay, we need to stop anyone getting lynched over this goddamn tree.
Yeah.
We've arrested a couple of guys. Don't worry, justice will have its day in court. And that's like 2
And
years
one's,
now.
No one's. Yeah.
I can only
Nothing.
presume that it has happened.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
maybe that was still, the investigation is still ongoing.
Yeah.
Yeah, how did they cut the tree
Maybe
down?
maybe they pled
Yes,
guilty.
that tree has definitely been felled, but how and why?
Do you have a beer in that bag, Rev?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, beer me.
beer me.
That's
Yeah.
a selection. So. Thank you kindly. Take what you want.
They do you remember there was that other speaking about weird like crumbling British relics which like fell down or pushed down? Do you remember that thing about that pub? It was a couple of years ago.
Oh,
Yes.
The leaning pub.
The leaning ancient pub.
And then it just mysteriously fell down
Or
overnight.
burned down or something. Yeah,
It's not that mysterious.
It turned out not to be, no.
No.
If it was leaning, right?
Well,
Well,
it
this
was
is
like
the
a
thing. I think it did burn
landmark.
down.
Yeah.
Oh, someone did it for
and I
insurance.
think
Oh, I
someone-
did see this.
And then didn't they rebuild it or something?
They were forced to.
Right. that's
Or
right.
it hasn't been rebuilt yet.
But they've been told that they have to
Yeah.
because
Is
it was a
gonna be-
landmark.
Is it going to be leaning?
Well,
I
I,
think
guess
the
they
weird
have
thing
to
is that they have
restore
to
it.
rebuild
They
it.
have to
the way
rebuild it
was.
as it was.
But
Jesus.
probably weirdly, right, is that they would now build it in a very sturdy way to
Yeah.
mimic the leaning.
Yes.
Because it's like one day, right, the Leaning Tower of Pisa is going to fall down, and there's going to be an outcry.
Is that a thing?
I reckon so.
Yeah.
I'm making it up, but I reckon it will fall over because it's not meant to be leaning.
No.
So at some point, the lean will be just too much.
Too much leaning.
Down it will fall. Everyone will be uproarious about it, and they'll rebuild the Leaning Tower of Pisa
Yeah.
with the lean,
Yeah.
With the lean.
but now it will be like secure.
Like a
Or they
secured
build it
lean.
straight, but they work very hard to like cantilever all of Pisa.
Yeah.
So like,
So it, relatively,
yeah.
that's probably
leaning.
it. Yeah.
Isn't it weird that the Leaning Tower of Pisa is effectively like a endlessly preserved testament to shit building?
Well, is it shit? Because it's still up.
Well, how can a building which is like
I really don't
at
know.
a 12-degree angle?
Keep going like that.
Because it's like, you know when you see in like cartoons of like super strong men,
Yeah.
they'll like pick up a house. And I always think,
Yes.
even as a kid when I watched this, because I was a fun kid, right? I was like, you couldn't just pick up a house wouldn't hold itself together like an
Yeah.
object. You just rip a wall off.
Oh,
or like it
yeah.
would crumble into pieces when you went to pick it up.
Maybe they're
right?
so strong that he's like just wants it to be together.
You'd have to extend some sort of like field around, like a bubble around it
Yeah.
to hold it into one
Nick,
piece.
I'm
right?
glad you brought this up.
Oh,
I
God, what have I done? Here we
I
go.
believe you're thinking of DC's early 90s character sensation Superboy,
No, I definitely was thinking about that.
a
yeah.
clone of Superman,
Yes.
who had the power not of super strength,
No,
but of,
no.
no,
But of
dickhead,
house
but house
uprooting.
preservation,
Yeah.
but of
He's well into conservation.
Yeah.
tactile telekinesis.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh, so he could move something with his mind,
Well,
but
that-
if he touched it.
Yes,
that makes sense.
and it would preserve it. So
Yeah.
you
Still got questions though.
Yeah, okay.
So like,
Right.
okay, touch a house. Where does the bubble end? Because like houses aren't like just a box that's sat
No.
on the ground.
Well, I'm glad you asked. It's
Yeah, cool.
house sensitive.
Oh, it's house.
So,
it's
yeah.
house context sensitive.
How sensitive
It,
power,
it depends on the deeks.
Yeah.
If the deeks cover front yard, he can technically pick up the front yard as well.
Incredible. I love how it references the archives.
Yeah. You
That's
see,
great.
you bring up this shit. You bring
like
up
if
this
Like
shit.
you wouldn't have an answer.
Think about what you're saying.
If he picks up one branch of Greg's, they all go up.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like
yeah.
that.
Oh, fuck, I wish I had that
They're
power.
technically connected. All the branches of Greg's are 6 foot up in the air.
But pulling this insane point back to what I was trying to say.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Like, why has the Tower of Pisa not just crumbled, but instead has stayed as this
Oh,
perfectly
There
consistent
must be a
cylinder
reason.
that is, it flies in the face of my belief
Yeah.
that Superboy couldn't lift up a house because clearly buildings do just stay as one perfect
What-
cylindrical object.
Every day after they kick the last tourist out, they have to pump 50 gallons of liquid nitrogen into the building. It's the only way to sustain.
Only way.
Yeah.
But it's staggering because, like, if us in present day normal land, if we
That's where we live.
Yes, yeah, I love it here.
if any of our houses were to like list by I don't know like
Yeah.
6 degrees,
Yeah.
everyone would be like, my God,
This is really bad.
yeah, that's really bad.
Yeah.
But there's a whole tower.
Did you build your house on a swamp?
But that thing's been there for like hundreds
Yeah,
of years.
Probably.
I think so. I
Yeah.
think it's been gradually just getting
They
worse.
must have done stuff to it, surely.
Yeah.
The Leaning Tower of
I guess
Pisa.
the thing that's bizarre is
Yeah, maybe.
they don't have a pole which is the exact height and length of a Leaning Tower of Pisa, but at an angle to create like a triangle.
That would be good.
Because
Wouldn't
it's a tower. It's not like 2 stories tall. It's quite tall.
It's,
I'm guessing you can't go up it anymore because that would be insane.
There's just a lot of people on the ground, like, pretending to push it.
Yeah, have you seen those photos of all the people doing it?
Yeah.
It's so funny. It's like when you go to Pisa, because we're all going to go at some
Yeah.
point, obviously.
Of course.
When you go, don't take the classic picture of holding up the
No,
tower.
take the
Take the
picture
picture
of
of
them
everyone
doing it.
taking the picture because it's
Yeah.
like a field of like
People
100
doing-
people
people,
doing
yeah.
the lean. It's so funny.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Take that picture. That's the more important picture.
Yeah.
Do you suppose if you go to see it in person, it's actually really underwhelming? 'Cause
Yeah.
You're like, oh, it's only leaning slightly.
It may not be as visually obvious.
Yeah.
When you're there, maybe. I
Yeah.
don't know. It's like Paris syndrome.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's that?
Paris
The Eiffel Tower
syndrome
looks
is
shit.
where people travel the world to go to Paris.
Yeah.
The
they're
most
like,
beautiful city in the
City
world.
of romance.
I was in
Most
Paris a
beautiful.
bit shit, though.
And then when you get there, it's just a fucking city.
Yeah,
it's
it's
just
just-
normal city, and then
yeah.
they burst into tears and they get depressed.
Right.
And it's been genuinely classified by psychotherapists
Yeah.
as a syndrome
Right.
because it's happened so many times.
You'll just get very upset.
People get really disappointed with Paris.
Yeah.
And there's that thing
I've
about-
read that it's shit. Paris.
I don't think Paris is shit. I'm a real Paris
But you
stan.
just think it's a normal city.
It's a normal city,
Yeah.
but that has some really beautiful parts, like any fucking city.
Yeah.
I really like Paris,
But
actually.
everyone thinks Paris is like.
But everyone, I think the
magical.
reason people call Paris a shithole is because they have this idea in
They're
their head that
expecting
it's
more.
incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never been to Paris, gay Paris.
Have you not?
No.
I really rate Paris. I think it's cool.
I swear, we've either talked about it in a podcast or literally we've said every combination of words ever.
Yes. That sounds more likely.
But there's
Algorithmically.
Jerusalem syndrome,
Oh, is there?
which is a thing where people go to Jerusalem.
Yeah.
I'm not saying everyone, but more than normal.
Yeah.
And see the face of God.
They think they get overcome by the godliness of Jerusalem and they think they are a Messiah.
A Messiah.
Yeah. There's like a non-zero amount of people. I could be lying out
But
my
you rock
ass.
up and you think, oh my God, I'm him.
Suddenly,
Yeah.
you'd think, well, it's not going to happen to me. And then suddenly you go, hang on a minute.
I could
And
be.
then you just...
I am the second coming
Yeah.
of Jesus Christ.
The air is worn thin from religion and the
that's a good
finger of
sentence.
divinity just hits
Here's a
you.
writer.
Yeah,
And then
there you
you'll rip the bed sheets off your hotel bed and
Yeah.
like wrap like a tunic around you and go out and start preaching.
Put some olives on your head.
I bet all the locals are just like fucking hell.
It's another one.
No one.
Another
Jesus.
tourist.
Another prophet. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's giving what he wants. Yeah.
Although this one, this one's got.
This could be the
I
one.
think he's onto something. Yeah.
Yeah, you
with
just
his
gotta-
travel lodge sheets.
You've just got to have that one point of difference, right? When you rock up,
Yeah.
and it's like maybe I don't know. You have like a load of Kinder eggs, and you just give out loads. Of
Yeah,
them.
you're like the Jesus that gives out Kinder eggs.
Yeah. I always
Yeah,
wonder.
that's it.
that can get me back on board. You know that.
Like all these people that go, oh yeah, I'm a Messiah or I'm Jesus or whatever.
Yeah.
What if one of them's not lying?
Yeah.
I mean, this
Right?
is the thing.
How would you know at this
And
point?
then it's just like, no, commit him.
What if this is God's hilarious joke?
Book him, Lou.
It's
It's
like-
just it's over.
Yeah, he
But-
makes one of them the Messiah.
Yeah.
But he also releases a horde of fakes,
yeah.
Yeah.
so that you don't know which one it is, and
Yeah.
then faith will decide.
It's like when shepherds have those goats that scream and become paralyzed.
Yeah.
I mean, you keep a few of those for the sheep,
Yes,
so that when the wolves attack,
that will paralyze, and the wolf will get that.
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
it's exactly like
It's
that.
exactly like that.
I
kind of.
I'm not sure it is, but
I can't remember the dude's name at all, so this would be an absolutely terrible anecdote. But I think about this quite a lot. There was a weird sect of like a theosophic religion. So they're the ones who kind of thought that like magic was a bit real as well.
Sure.
Like the Golden Dawn and
That's the term for it. Theosophic means magic.
uh,
Belief in magic.
it's no, but yes.
For a simpleton like me.
No,
yes.
but yes, yeah. And this one dude was living in kind of like Empire era India, you know,
right.
where the locals are very subjugated. But he had a vision,
Oh yeah.
And he was I think he was an Englishman, and he saw like a young orphan Indian boy, and he saw the boy's aura, and he's like, "Oh my god,
This kid is
this
it.
boy, he is the Messiah. He is
be,
the chosen one."
Yeah.
And so they literally just plucked this orphan off the street, entered him into their order, and they raised him as the Messiah, the chosen one, literally as the chosen
And
one.
they told him he was.
Yeah,
such.
told him from the get-go that you are like the
You're a special
Messiah.
boy.
You probably would believe it then.
Yeah, you will stride across the world.
That's all he's known.
Yeah.
But the mad thing is, and I do think about this quite a lot as a non-religious person, he basically, having been raised to be a Messiah, decided that the best thing a Messiah could do was nothing.
Yeah.
And so he basically was like, I will not be your Messiah.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go and live in isolation after being raised as a Messiah. And a few people cared enough to be his attendees.
Like carers.
And they lived with him and cared for him his entire life. And he just said some shit, which was quite kind of I think, weirdly profound. And I think to myself sometimes, what if he actually was?
Fuck.
And his thing was not to fuck with people and was just to kind of go, actually, you're kind of doing all right.
And we really should have learned more of a lesson from that.
Yeah, and he just wasn't he wasn't gonna change the world or
Anyone who does that now or in the future, it'll just be book him, Lou. It will. It literally will. Rightly or wrongly, that's all it'll be.
because really, and it must happen every day.
Yeah.
If someone declares themselves a Messiah, they don't live quietly.
Nutter.
Messiahs don't live
That's a
quietly.
good point.
Yeah.
It's remarkable that he was able to be that.
But they go to the Daily Mail and go, "Hi, I'm Jesus, and I'm
I-
going to sell my story to the Daily Mail."
This time I'm definitely Jesus.
Yeah, it's definitely me this
Actually,
time.
though,
Actually, though, me
Yeah.
this time.
Yeah,
was it?
said this UKIP voter from Southend-on-Sea.
Now, I don't agree with him on the Jesus part, but he does make some good points about the racism.
Yeah.
Was it David Icke who
Oh,
went
God.
on TV in the 70s and said, I am Jesus?
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, that sounds right.
'Cause
He's the reptiles guy.
He's the reptile man.
and the Hollow Earth Man.
Yeah.
And he kind of just chose them all. Didn't
Yes.
He was like, I think I'll have a bit of all of them.
But wasn't he I'm going to get this completely wrong. He was either like a footballer or like a sports journalist, like a kind of mildly successful minor celebrity.
I
Are we
don't
saying
know.
was because he's dead?
No, he's still alive. He's very
okay.
old. Weirdly enough,
He might live forever.
weirdly enough,
Yeah.
he's now, after saying for years that the royal family are reptile people.
Yes.
And saying some
Oh, I do know
yeah,
this guy.
and saying a load of kind of anti-Semitic stuff.
Yeah.
He's now picking fights with Elon Musk,
Yeah.
which is, and I'm like, this is,
It's almost like he's desperately trying to remain relevant.
yeah. But you go this is good.
Now I'm back on your
yeah.
side.
I guess. But he went on Terry Wogan's chat show
Yeah,
in the 70s.
now you're saying it's ringing a bell.
and just said, I have a very special announcement I'd like to make tonight.
Oh, yeah.
And Terry's like, okay.
Oh, quite good.
And he goes, yeah, I'm Jesus.
Yeah, good.
But
Book him, Lou.
yeah, book him, Lou. No, you're not. You're David, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's what does he mean? Does he mean I'm the second coming of the Son of God?
He
'Cause he's not
basically,
Jesus Christ, because that was just his name.
yeah, he had, I think through having some kind of spiritual therapy, had come to the conclusion with the agreement of his therapist that he was actually
Who's his therapist?
Jesus.
Jesus. I'm going to go see that therapist. Maybe I'm Jesus.
Yeah.
Maybe we're all Jesus.
Oh, God, don't.
It'd be funny if
Imagine.
every single person who saw that therapist came out going, I'm Jesus.
Thing is, if Jesus then turned over and went, actually, a part of me has always been in all of you, we'd all just
Yeah.
go, oh, fuck off.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck.
Arrest
that
him.
was-
Yeah,
Book him, Lou.
We would actually. I mean, the problem.
Oh, fuck you.
Ah,
Yeah.
A Messiah.
such a cop out.
Yeah.
A Messiah figure is entirely based on the idea that one person will turn up and just change everything instantly, and everyone will go oh, actually, I'm a big old Dumbo. Now he's said it out loud. It's easy.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Part of me
it doesn't
was
factor
alive
into.
in all of you.
Yeah, it turns out that the way in the real world to get stuff done is to make slow, incremental,
Yeah.
boring changes.
We don't live in a society anymore where one person can make a difference like that.
No.
That works 1,000 years ago, but it doesn't work now.
Nah.
Because even the most significant people in the world, say, for example, your Elon Musks, are still derided by so many people, hated on, and taking the piss out of.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious. So we don't believe Elon Musk's the Messiah.
No.
So it's just never going to work. He could arguably be called the closest thing to something of a most influential person in the world, like a Messiah, and yet it's still not working.
Yeah. I guess like the weird thing is that like even if somebody genuinely turned up tomorrow and they're like, I'm actually gonna get us all out of the mess we're in,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna make your life interesting. But well, no, actually, you don't want to be interesting. The problem is
No, I wanna be
life
boring.
is interesting at the moment, but not in a good way.
Wasn't there that curse where you live in interesting times?
Yeah.
And that's like the worst thing you can curse someone.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'd be cool to live in boring times.
Oh,
Oh, sweet
Imagine
boredom.
that.
but that's wisdom, isn't it? As you get older,
Wisdom comes with age.
as you
I'd
get
like to live in
older, you
boring
just go like,
times.
good God, yeah, I
God,
just
some
want.
boredom.
Like,
Would be
like the the late 80s, early 90s. That'd be sweet.
There was
With the age I am now in that era.
Imagine growing up, not growing up, but being an adult in the most economically not only stable, but like fortuitous times of the 80s and 90s.
Buying a 5-bedroom house for 5 figures, like
Yeah, getting a 0%
Yeah,
deposit mortgage.
I'm terribly sorry. It's only plated with gold. Oh well. Knock another 10 grand off.
Ali's gran, right, in I think the 80s, had her eye on a block of flats that was for sale and just went into the bank and just went, I want that. And then didn't have to put a deposit down. She just got a mortgage like that.
Jesus.
Just got a block of flats. Just got it for nothing.
Lovely.
Basically. Yeah, she was paying the mortgage, but it was fucking nothing anyway.
Because you would have thought that, like, you get these key, and again, very like a Western-focused view, but you get these like key moments that seem to define like an era.
Yeah.
So the Berlin Wall comes down, 89. You could have been forgiven for thinking we've solved it.
Everything's wonderful.
Like
We fixed the
literally
forever.
from this point on, we've kind of fixed it.
There will be no more suffering.
And then probably 9/11 was the next big moment that turned everything.
Where it went the other way.
Yeah.
It will all peak and trough.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I mean, it's so apparent, even from just like the amount of time we've been alive.
Yeah.
You know, like I naively thought, well, it's never going to get as bad as like Hitler again. And then here we are.
Here we are.
On the cusp of it perhaps going
Yeah.
that way. Like, this is wild.
But
how
it's-
can we be that much of a trough, which is an equal to a trough we've had so long ago, but also that everyone agrees was such a deep and bad trough.
Yeah.
And now we're borderline near that trough again.
Yeah.
That's wild to me.
That is the buckwild thing, because like, if you're the age we are and you grew up in the UK, you obligatorily, like at primary school, you'll learn about the Second World War.
Yeah.
And that whole
how
thing,
it was
yeah.
like the worst thing.
Literally, like, you couldn't get any worse than the Nazis. That was just like as bad as it got.
And it's like no matter who you are, you all know they're the bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we all thought to ourselves, well, there must be something pretty crook about Germany. How on earth could they have allowed this to
Yeah.
happen? And now,
now,
you just
yeah.
go like,
And I was like, oh shit.
oh
Yeah.
shit.
Oh, now I understand.
Oh, I totally get it.
Oh, it turns out, man, you take your eye off a boil for a few minutes. It's
Fuck.
actually really easy for
It's
these
so easy.
fuckers to get in.
Fuck me.
Jesus Christ.
God, this is depressing.
It's like the sewage seepage will always find a gap.
Yeah.
That sweet tasting
That
sweet.
sweet
tasting
sewage.
And there we
Love
go,
it,
full
yeah.
circle. Love it.
Who's got a hate?
I have a hate.
Nick's got a hate.
Yeah.
Oh, all right then.
I hate.
Here we go.
I don't know. I'm not sure what they're called. I think they're called sliders.
Oh yeah.
Those like
Flip-flops.
Those flip flop, but they're a specific kind of flip flop.
Tiny burgers.
No, I love those. Shut up. And not the
Oh,
TV
they're
show.
great.
And not the TV show Sliders.
With Jerry O'Connell and Gimli.
Bloody hell. Oh, Gimli was in it.
Gimli.
Yeah. Who played Gimli?
John.
John. Oh fuck! I had it then. I lost it.
John.
John Indiana Jones.
Indy. Yeah.
No, that's
Yeah.
that's someone else. That's Sean Connery.
No. He wasn't Indiana Jones. He was
No,
Indiana
he-
Jones' mate in Egypt.
Yeah,
Oh,
what's
I
that-
see.
Yeah, what's happening to your mic, Rev?
So it's all right.
What's going on? Do you want a hand there?
No, I'm good.
I keep wanting to
sorted
say
it.
James Earl Jones, but it's not.
No.
that. It's like
John Reese
Yes,
Yeah,
John Rhys Jones.
three words.
Davis.
John Rhys Smith.
Davis?
John Rhys Davis.
Sounds
yeah.
about right.
something like that.
Yeah, he's the.
He's in Sliders.
Yeah, he's the scientist who
I know
invented
exactly
the
who you
machine.
mean.
What's the gimmick of that show? We're just off already.
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
the gimmick of that show? Kind of like Quantum Leap, where it's like we've got to get home, and they keep going through different universes.
Yeah, he built a device which was basically the size of a Game Boy, which would
already
shift
into
you
it.
through parallel universes.
Yeah.
Because I never watched it, and then in each episode, what would be like the threat?
Well, I think I've only seen like 2 episodes of Sliders, and I remember one where they actually no, maybe I've seen like a few. It was like they thought they'd made it home. It was a bit like Quantum Leap. And I remember like them going like, literally everything in this world is exactly the way we left it. And they're like, great, we can just live here.
I've heard about this. Yeah, and then the gate squeaks or
for-
doesn't squeak or something.
Oh, maybe that's it. I don't know.
That sends him mad.
And he's like, but my gate always squeaks.
Yeah.
So I'm
Yeah.
in the wrong universe.
And I remember like the golden. Well, no, but one I don't know. Anyway, the Golden Gate Bridge was blue rather than red.
Oh, okay.
How
Yeah.
ironic.
Maybe I'm referencing something else. I don't know.
No, that's fair. Though. There was one episode where like, do you want to handle that, Rev?
Yeah.
Well, what would they, you know, was it like solve crimes? What were they doing?
There was an episode where maybe like I don't know, the Nazis have taken over.
Oh, so it's like alternate history shit, like
Yeah,
weird,
yeah.
like what if stories and stuff.
What if the Golden Gate Bridge was
Has been
blue?
painted blue
And not red?
Anyway, it's not that show.
No,
I don't know what that show is. I've never
It's
heard of
those.
that show.
It's an old sci-fi show
Yes.
from the 90s or something. It's those flippy floppies that are just like a single piece of rubber. Do you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
I know exactly.
with a little strap for your toe.
No, because that's a flip
No,
flop.
a slider goes
Just-
over the bridge of
Just
your foot.
over the top.
What?
You not seen these?
No.
Yeah.
Are they in fashion right now?
For schlubbies?
Yeah, the
Love it.
the bros love them.
This is like the bros love
The
it.
bros love a slider.
How
So-
have I missed this?
So if you go into, like, honestly, just open your eyes.
Oh, so just live a little.
just,
you...
just get out.
Get out your fucking bubble, mate.
A flip flop has got the gap for your toe.
Yeah, and
Right.
you can't wear a flip flop really with a sock.
You can wear a
Does-
slider with a sock.
Does a
can wear-
flip
and they
flop
do.
just have? You know, it's like it doesn't go between every toe. It just goes between your big toe
Yeah,
and your little
that's
toe. It's
right,
like
yeah.
one
Big
little
toe and second toe. Not
Yeah.
big toe and little toe.
Sorry. Oh my god. Yeah, it's so painful.
That'd be horrible.
Is that what Aussies call a thong?
Yes,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
of that little
Little
thong
strap,
bit, I
yeah.
think.
Yeah.
So no, these just literally bridge over the top of your foot,
Yeah. Quite
And-
broadly.
and are very like you're right to say it. Bros like
love
to
'em.
wear.
That sounds quite comfy. What are you describing?
Yeah, but it's just a single piece of rubber,
Okay.
right? Always worn, seemingly, with a tube sock,
Yeah.
like
Oh.
a white
Right up your shin.
well.
pulled up right to your shin. Usually quite a grubby sock because it's like a white sock, but of course it picks up any dirt. Who knows how when it was last
Oh,
washed.
sure. Yeah.
So you've got this gross bro who's probably wearing like a tracksuit but with shorts.
Yeah.
Right. He probably wanders around his mum's house because that's where he lives. I'm talking about like a 37-year-old man
Yeah.
at this point, right?
Hey, if you could think of a better place to trade Ethereum from, I'd love to hear it.
Yes, you've got it right,
Yes.
right? So he walks around his mum's house
in your sliders.
in this one pair of tube socks.
And sliders.
Yeah.
Not yet, right? Their socks
sorry,
are filthy as fuck. 'Cause you go out to the bins, you know, to put your bins out or whatever, and you just do it in your socks or whatever. And then you're like, oh, we're going into town. I could get dressed like a
Yeah.
human man, but instead I'm just gonna wear exactly what I'm fucking wearing
Yeah.
right now.
A hoodie.
I'm just gonna,
Hoodie, shorts.
tracksuit shorts.
Shorts from school, even though you're 37.
Exactly
Yeah.
that. And your white
Long
tube
socks,
socks.
and a slider.
And then you just slide your feet into these fucking sliders, and then you just stride out into town like you're some fucking legend.
I'm amazed, John, that you haven't seen.
No,
these
I know,
people.
because this sounds like something I would get my go. I appreciate that I am just completely detached from reality.
Yeah.
But I didn't even know this was a thing.
Yeah.
And
They're everywhere. You when next time you go to the supermarket,
I'm going to see it
You'll
tomorrow,
see it.
aren't I?
next
yeah.
time we go to Greg's, I'm
Yeah.
a believer.
We will be in Greg's in under 12 hours.
We will be. I'll make sure of it. Like, I love a Greg's.
Yeah.
But it
Love-
does attract the bro. And by the bro, I mean the mum's basement schlubby Ethereum trading bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's what we're talking about here.
Hey, he made nearly 0.00001 Ethereum last year, so maybe you should shut your fucking mouth.
What do I know?
Yeah, what do you know?
street value 1.2 million pounds.
Oh, wait, no, we're assholes.
Oh, no.
So, I'm guessing this goes hand in hand with Gen Z wearing socks and sandals as a thing. And not, and
Well,
not,
I don't think they do wear socks and sandals. I think they wear socks and sliders.
Yeah.
Socks and sandals are impractical, not just a fashion problem.
well, how would you describe a sandal as opposed to a slider?
I'd like a flip flop. I'd say a sandal is
Yeah,
like
or like-
more like a flip flop.
You have some sandals, which are like 2 straps over your foot. With
Yeah.
like a clip or a
I have a
Velcro
pair of
thing or
sandals
whatever.
I've had for nearly 20 years, and yeah, there is a strap around the heel
Yeah.
which claps, kind of goes around your ankle.
Sure.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that makes me feel uncomfortable.
Yes. 100%. Like, look at that. You know, it'll always be some tracksuit.
That is honestly giving me. If I saw a condom on the floor of a public toilet, it's weird.
Used?
It's weird just what pops into your head.
Either or.
I just go like, I'm getting the same feeling.
Yeah.
I don't feel good.
You will see someone tomorrow now.
Yeah, you will. You will. Like
Yeah.
Gloucester,
100%.
I've given it away. Loves a slider. This
Yeah.
is kind of what's stimulated this. Is that I can't fucking go anywhere. Some people in our workplace fucking wear them. I won't name names because they're probably big fans of the show.
Don't mind it. Yeah,
Um,
I expect so.
But yeah, like they're everywhere, and I think it's the convenience.
Does it
I think it's like I can just pop my feet, no matter what state I and my feet are in. I can just like get off my fucking disgusting couch, which is an ass print of me, and I'm covered in like fucking Doritos dust
Yeah.
and Mountain Dew sips.
Where's this going?
And we're going to slide into my sliders.
Yes.
And just as I am, stride confidently
Just go.
out into the street. And
You remember when supermarkets banned people from turning up in pajamas? People have gravitated now towards the slider.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
So they don't have to
Yeah.
get changed, but they just go. They slap them on
yeah,
and go.
that's another breed of slider user is the mum who had to probably get up to take her kids to school.
Yeah.
Bear in mind, I live across from a school, so I see this a lot, right? And you know they haven't gotten dressed. They're just putting on that big caterpillar
coat.
puffer coat, so they can just cover up there. And then, oh shit,
Definitely in
I
their
haven't
pajamas.
got any shoes on. I'll just slide in my socks, my gross fucking socks, into these little sliders, and I'll take my kid to school.
Is the issue is that because I think I'm getting this, and it feels like I just feel like a weird dirt pervert talking about it. But it's the idea that like the sock has to be high,
Yes.
Dirt foot.
and it has to be like white.
Has to be white, and because it's white, it's gross.
Because
Yeah.
it's white, it's beige.
You could, yeah, exactly. Because it's white, it is not white.
I try not to engage in this kind of generational warfare unless I'm punching up. But like, yeah, like,
This kind of is punching up because everyone fucking does it.
well, I don't know. I just feel like the whole. We were like growing up. What was it? What was bad? Having high socks was terrible.
Yeah.
In fact, that made you a right nerd.
But now we're the losers for
yeah,
rolling our socks down or having
Things
like
change.
ankle socks.
Yeah,
Things change though.
I'm wearing ankle
Now-
socks right now, and I'm a massive loser.
I have a load of ankle socks, and when I don't, I do this and I roll them down.
Yeah.
People don't like ankle socks now.
No.
No,
Because apparently we're the losers.
I like
That makes you old.
ankle socks, but yeah, now they're uncool.
makes you a weird loser.
If I wear shorts and I'm wearing trainers, definitely ankle socks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Because if I have socks sticking up out the top of my trainers,
that's weird.
look like a fucking weirdo.
you look a
But
right
now,
nerd.
Yeah.
but now that's not in fashion.
Now,
Yeah.
because I've seen cool younger men, who are 10 years younger than me, and they're wearing shorts and they're wearing trainers, and they pull up their socks to like mid-calf.
Yeah,
And that's cool now.
that's
But
what they're doing.
I don't
now.
give a shit about cool. This isn't about cool. This isn't about whether or not Gen Z are weird and millennials are. We're all fucking weird. We're all like, let's just focus on what's fucking gross, right?
Yeah. And that is
And that is a slider. I'm sorry, it's just a bit.
But,
It's
like,
it's gross.
because I mean, like for us at least, the idea of like a socks and sandals, just in general, was pretty like no. That was like
Yeah,
bad,
it would be
yeah.
like a joke in the Beano where if someone wore socks, it would be like a dad thing. Like,
Yeah.
Dad's a loser and he's unfashionable.
handkerchief on his head.
And there are times when I have had to say take the bins out,
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
and I've got socks on, but I don't have my shoes to hand, but my sandals are near.
Yeah, so you
And I've done the walk of shame from my back, and I feel terrible. I'm like, don't look at me.
Yeah.
I don't want to look at. Yeah,
Right.
I have garden shoes that we have.
Oh.
Yeah.
We keep garden shoes by the front door, and
and
I
I-
use those for the bin.
And I'm just going to say right now, you're living in the 21st century.
Yeah,
I dream of gardening shoes.
Yeah.
We have 2 pairs of garden shoes in the house. The green ones by the door, and then there's some spare ones.
Now
But
you're
those
talking-
are for the bins.
Now you're talking my language.
But here's the thing, right? You've hit on something here, which is the shame, right?
Mm.
Which more people should have. Right, because you slip those on because you had to take the bins out, and it's convenient, it's quick, but you don't want anyone to see you, right? You know that if you were going to go into town, you would make an effort with yourself, right?
Yes.
This is what I think it signifies. It's less a matter of I don't like looking at these horrible feet. It is partly that. But it's more that it's indicative of your whole fucking like thing, right? You're just not getting your shit together. Just put some fucking clothes on. Like, no, a tracksuit isn't good enough. No, I'm sorry, it isn't. That's lounging around your house wear. Put some proper fucking clothes on.
Put some jeans on.
Put some jeans on. Dress like a person in society. You're part of society. Fucking, I know it sucks. They're not as comfortable as your loungy tracksuit. I get it. Yeah. But we all live in a fucking society. We do live in a society.
How did you learn they were called sliders? Sliders.
That's a great question. I
Yeah.
don't know how. I think
It's colloquial.
it is colloquial. I picked it up somehow, but also I've seen them for sale in like Primark, and they're called sliders on like,
Right.
their label.
Interesting.
But I'm wondering whether they were named that post the colloquialism.
Maybe.
Isn't it weird how I guess
You slide into them.
You slide, yeah.
I guess in the same way that a lot of like very fancy food, like a delicacy, used to be like peasant stuff. Like,
Yeah.
no one ate oysters because why would you eat an oyster? I
This
mean, like,
gross sea bogey. Why would you eat that?
and then they suddenly became very fancy. Isn't it funny that a lot of like current trending fashion is kind of shit?
It's like schlubby stuff.
Well,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
and I
That's
know
always
that
been
could
true.
be old man yells at cloud.
Yeah,
Yeah, but like you'd think that like, oh, you'd want to have like the finest, fanciest like sneaker. And there's probably an element of that still.
Sneaker.
There is.
But like
yeah.
a slider, it just looks like the cheapest shit you can imagine.
I know. I don't know why. Because
I bet there are expensive ones though.
I bet there are.
I bet
Yeah.
there's proper
But
expensive.
the same
ones.
kind of bros, basement bros, as I'm going
Yeah.
to call them, as I'm going to label them, because
Yeah.
that's it. This is what this show does. We label people.
Yeah.
Like
Based on their behaviours.
those same basement, yeah, exactly, and their mistakes.
Yeah.
Those same basement bros would probably idolize an expensive sneaker
Yeah.
in a way that goes far beyond what we would do. You
Mm.
know, like, and so it's like, wear that.
Yeah, wear the
Wear
nice-
anything.
Wear a nice pair of trousers.
Wear your sliders to take the
Slacks.
fucking rubbish out, and if you have to, around your house where I can't see you. If you have to. Beyond that, dress like a person. Dress like a person.
I don't think I've ever been anywhere like except taking the bins out or being in the garden wearing anything like tracksuity or
No.
sandals with socks or anything like that. I don't think so. don't
I
remember ever doing it.
definitely.
I'm
haven't.
currently wearing what could best be described
you're in your
as
house.
leisure pants.
Yeah.
You're in your house.
Yeah.
But imagine if you went out in
Would
this
you,
exact.
would you go to the
outfit.
supermarket?
I mean,
in
your
this
top
outfit?
half is actually still yet classier than most fucking basement bros. But in those tracky bottoms and some fucking slide, imagine if you went out like that. What the shame you'd feel.
I would feel a little ashamed.
Yeah.
I have.
But the bros are out doing it.
Yeah.
The bros are out there.
I remember after I ran that half marathon, and my let's just say my inner thighs were rubbed to fuck.
Yeah.
And so after that, when I was very dehydrated and
Yeah.
a little high on life, and I was wearing like a t-shirt, a shirt, and tracksuit bottoms, and you looked at me through, you turned up and looked through the window, so you look like you're having a mental breakdown.
I don't remember that.
Because
It sounds like something you'd
I
say.
couldn't
Yeah.
put on proper trousers.
Yeah.
My legs were too sore.
Yeah, that's the look. It's the
Yeah.
mental breakdown look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is what they look like.
Yeah. They just look like, whether or not it's true, they look like they haven't got their lives together.
Mm.
And I wouldn't want to look like that. And so I don't. And I don't wear a slider or two.
Is it because every day when we go into the studio, we have to walk through potentially the most piss-soaked stairwell imaginable? And
That could be
maybe on
gross.
some level, your brain is going, I'm wearing shoes.
Yes. Yes.
A slider man
That's
would.
exactly it. Like,
Yeah.
His socks would be drenched.
and that's almost the grossest thing is that if you're barefoot in a flip-flop and you walk through a piss-soaked, like, fucking stairwell in a multi-story car park, that's fucking gross. But you can kind of wash your foot.
Yeah.
Like, when you get to your destination, like, oh, my feet feel gross. I can't believe I've stood in hobo piss. I'll wash my foot, and it will be clean. Your foot
yeah.
will be clean.
Yeah. And, the shame goes away.
If you're wearing a tube sock
Yeah.
in a slider or flip-flop, but you can't really make that work, and then you get the sock soaked in piss, then the fuck what?
Aren't socks a funny beast because they're your friend? Everyone loves a sock.
Till they're not.
Keeps you warm.
Till
But
it gets
honestly,
wet.
like I'm racking my brains. Can't think of anything much worse than a piss-soaked sock.
No, I think that could be the worst
But
thing
even a
in the world.
wet sock.
Wet
Oh,
sock, bad.
No one's
Sock.
having a good time
Wet
there.
foot, that's all right. Get your foot wet when you go swimming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wet
You
sock.
could dry
Imagine
that.
jumping in a swimming pool with socks on. Fuck off.
A sock will never dry until it's been in the washing machine.
That is a great point. That's profound.
Not properly. And even if it does, it goes crusty.
Oh, you're
Yeah,
right.
you're right.
Unless it's washed properly.
You are right.
If you walked through a piss-soaked multi-story car park stairwell in a sock and slider combo,
Yeah.
and then got to your destination, I would take my socks off and I would burn them forever.
Yeah.
I'd wash my feet, and then I would have to leave my place of work in the sockless sliders.
And go and become a monk.
And because life is a
But
write-off.
I would argue a sockless slider is better.
Yeah,
I
Yeah,
would
because
say.
that's just. I mean, you
it's still a bad look.
you're back in
Yeah.
the sandal family.
but at least
then.
you're back in sandal zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is an acceptable zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're absolutely right. Like, the protection level you have from the grossness of society is now practically zero. Whereas a shoe, that's why we invented shoes.
Yeah. I had a sudden vision and a terrible dilemma. If your option was to fall full bodily, naked, into a tank of urine,
Yeah.
or to walk in socks through a 1 inch deep puddle of piss,
Yep, I'd pick the falling full body
I
naked.
think I
into
would,
your-
right? Yeah.
How long
think
would I
I-
have to wear the socks afterwards?
Well, I mean, you know,
Inevitably, for some time.
Yeah,
For
for,
some
like,
time.
for like a week.
yeah.
Or so.
Oh,
And that's the
Oh.
worst part.
That would be worse because at least I get out of the vat.
And then have a
and
shower.
shower.
I think we've talked about it on
Skin
air.
cleans quite well.
Yeah, we've talked about it on air before, but the idea that like being naked and being naked while wearing socks are completely different things.
They are two completely different kinds of naked.
So like, there's being covered in piss, and there's being like there's wearing piss-soaked socks. And these are very different things.
Yeah, but also there's a horrible third option, John, where you fall fully naked but wearing socks into a vat of piss.
Oh.
And that's maybe the worst of all.
Because then you have to get the socks off afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh,
You have to peel them off.
Imagine getting into your shower naked but in socks. It's horrible.
Yeah, that is bad.
And maybe this.
What do you do with the socks?
We've really drilled down into what my
do with
issue
the
with
socks
sliders
afterwards?
is. It's perhaps not the sliders at all. It's the sock part of the whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
it's funny how it's so indecent what you're describing. Like,
It's just gross.
yeah,
It's fucking disgusting.
Yeah, it's grim.
And they're all out there all the time. Like, honestly, every time I go into any town, I will see at least one slider wearing fuck. They'll be there.
They'll be there. You'll
They'll
see
be
them
there.
tomorrow. Guarantee it. You'll see them
Guarantee you'll see
Yeah.
it tomorrow, yeah. I'll do a little nudge and a nod.
please,
Yeah,
yes,
give him a-
yeah.
give him a-
I
give
know
him
what
a
to look
wink,
for
give him
now.
a-
Yeah,
give him-
Yeah, oh, you do, yeah.
yeah.
give him the
Thank you
nod.
for giving me this terrible gift of knowledge.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
I will
also,
never be able to escape this.
I
Guy.
have to share it.
Are we going to fight for it? Who's got?
I
the
don't
next
mind.
hay?
We can fight, or one of us can surrender.
I'd love it if you
I think it should be you.
Oh well. I'm weak.
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I've got hate.
Yeah.
You know, like watching the same thing over and over again, and over and over and over
Yeah.
and over again, and
feel
then
like I am
over and
now.
over and over again,
Yeah.
and then they watch it over and over again,
And again?
and keep watching it over and over again.
Oh, no.
You know that, right?
I'm feeling like I know.
That's where we are at the moment.
I
Is where we are at the moment.
with. Let me guess. Your boy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The boy.
What have you seen?
The boy is every day will come downstairs. He knows where we hide the remote now, so he goes down the side of the sofa to grab the remote and goes, Cecil.
Cecil.
Now you're very welcome to guess what Cecil means.
Is Cecil some kind of whimsical cartoon mouse who has life lessons?
No,
Oh.
it's a very well-known brand or story.
Is it actually called Cecil or is he
No.
mispronouncing it?
He's mispronouncing something else.
Cecil. Thomas the Tank Engine.
No,
Oh, weird.
what should I tell you?
Yes.
The Gruffalo.
Okay, that's completely wrong.
It's the Gruffalo.
Your child is
Your
insane.
child-
It turns out the Gruffalo is called Cecil.
I see.
Right, your child is
name
a
is-
fool.
He's he's wrong.
Cecil the Gruffalo.
Is that in canon?
Sure.
I've
why
never
not?
read the
I'm going to write to
Gruffalo.
Julia Donaldson and tell her.
She'd probably like that.
Do you know all the words of the Gruffalo?
I bet you do.
Because I do.
Wait,
Oh, let me tell you. I could recite you the Gruffalo right now.
You know, this is really funny. Like we this is no shit. We have talked about the Gruffalo more in the last year than I have done in the preceding 20.
Yeah.
I have never read the Gruffalo. I don't actually know anything about the Gruffalo.
You're missing out.
Other than the word Gruffalo.
Well, a mouse took a stroll through a deep, dark wood.
Here we go.
A mouse saw the nut, and the nut looked good. Basically, the mouse wants to get a nice luncheon, but it's
Right.
being hunted by predators.
The mouse saw a nut and the nut looked good. This is like some Wu-Tang shit.
Yeah.
This is great.
So he
It
encounters a fox, and then an owl, and then a snake. And they all
They're
want,
going to eat him.
they all
right?
want to eat the mouse.
Ah.
But he said he makes up a story about a Gruffalo.
He's got the gift of the gab.
He's like,
Right.
hey, I don't want to come to your party because I'm meeting my friend, the Gruffalo, and his favourite food is roasted fox or owl ice cream or scrambled snake. And they go, holy shit,
This guy sounds terrifying.
I don't want to get eaten
This guy sounds legit.
by a fucking Gruffalo. But we're all thinking,
I bet
oh.
he trades the theory.
And then the mouse goes after they've got it, he goes, God, silly old owl. Doesn't he know? There's no such thing as a Gruffalo. You know what I mean?
Doesn't he know Gruffalo?
Yeah, that's right. That's
It
called rhyme.
rhymes. It rhymes.
Doesn't he know?
It's deliberate. She wrote it like that.
Gruffalo?
No.
And then we're just like, yeah, fucking wanker.
Yeah,
No
we're
such
right.
thing as a Gruffalo.
Yeah, but here's the crazy thing.
But then the twist in the
Here's twist
middle
in
of
the
the
tale.
book, and fucking hell, the Gruffalo does exist.
Shit the
And
bed.
it's like how the mouse described
It's
it.
just as he
Wow,
described it.
that's kind of
And
that's kind
the
of
twist.
weird, actually. How did the mouse do that?
How did the mouse do that?
Was he
I
having
think
a?
it's
then they
a
go
sort
back
of
and-
like quantum superposition, like collapsing waveform
Yeah.
sort of thing. I
Yeah,
think.
that kind of thing.
The mouse was having a temporal
It's hard to
lobe
explain that to kids,
epileptic
though.
fit while he was
But then
describing
the
this.
Gruffalo's like, oh, I'll eat this mouse. Right.
I'm gonna fucking eat this mouse.
And the mouse goes,
It's a really
"Hey,
weird page, that one.
you wouldn't dare eat me. I'm the scariest creature in this wood." And the
I didn't
Gruffalo's
mind.
like, "Fuck you."
He literally says that in the book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's capitalised.
And the mouse
Just
goes,
fuck
"Come on
you,
then."
I'm a biblically accurate
The mouse
twat.
goes, "Come follow me and I'll show you." So he goes back to see the mouse, the snake and the owl and the fox.
Yeah.
Because he's got the Gruffalo with him. They're all like, "Oh, holy shit.
Terrified.
Jesus Christ, the Gruffalo's real." But then the Gruffalo thinks they're scared of the mouse.
Ah.
So that scares the Gruffalo and he runs away.
It's actually a very clever story, John. You wouldn't really understand.
And then the mouse is free to eat his nuts.
I
then.
feel I'm understanding. Well, who's nuts?
Steve's nuts.
Oh,
the
there
nuts
we
he-
go.
Steve's
Yeah.
nuts,
I
yeah.
thought that's what you wanted.
The nuts he finds.
Am I like deep into nuts?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good point. I hadn't really thought about mice eating nuts. Although,
Yeah, they are
that
now.
said, I wouldn't know what a mouse eats.
It'd be weirder, I suppose, if you walked into a
Cheese.
wood.
Oh, yeah, cheese. What am I saying?
Yeah.
A mouse eats cheese.
Yeah.
Cheers.
I guess it'd be weird if you just found a plate with cheese on it in the middle of the wood.
I guess that would be weird.
Yeah.
But also, like, at this point, with cartoons teaching me everything I know, I'd
Anyway.
probably just accept that.
All of that formed a very successful book called The Gruffalo. And
By
they made
Julia
it-
Donaldson.
By Julia Donaldson, Esquire. Illustrated by Axel Scheffler.
Yes.
There you go. Good.
Good knowledge.
And then they created a cartoon of it, which is like a short movie about 25 minutes long. And it's on in my house, I would say, at least 3 times a day at the moment.
3 times a day.
Interesting.
At least.
Interestingly, that you, as an alpha male, can't control what your son watches.
No, can't-
Yeah.
Interesting.
Cecil.
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 Yeah.
Cecil.
Have you
Where did
considered?
Cecil come from?
Yeah.
I
What's
have,
that?
no, I
What's
have
that
no
about?
idea.
Yeah.
It's just a mispronunciation.
And you're not
If you
correcting
if you
the
say
boy.
to him, "Would you like to watch Cecil?" He looks at you blankly.
Like, what are you talking
And it's
about,
like,
Father, you
do you want
idiot?
to watch the Gruffalo? Cecil.
Ah,
Oh,
I see.
Cecil.
Cecil could be. It's like Smurf. It's like an affirmation.
Yeah, maybe.
You know.
I think he's definitely trying to say Gruffalo, but he's coming out as Cecil.
Interesting.
Like Smurf, like an affirmation.
Well,
But yeah, the
yeah. No. So how the Smurfs? Sorry. No. You are right to bring this up. How the Smurfs would say, "Oh, Smurf." You know, like
Oh, they just said it, did they?
they say what
Papa
the Smurf.
yeah.
What the Smurf?
Papa Smurf would be like, "We need to Smurfing fix our Smurfing accounts.
Oh, yeah, they
Let's
do.
get Smurfing,
Yeah.
or we're going to be Smurfed."
Yeah. you cunts. Yeah.
Again, weirdly in the book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they'd like Smurf.
Smurf
I'm like,
or Smurf.
yeah. Or Smurf.
Yeah.
That was a
Oh,
cubby one.
Smurf! I've smurfed all over the Smurf.
Oh God, yeah,
How embarrassing.
yeah.
Fix Smurfits of Smurf.
So if we're not watching it, we're reading it,
Interesting.
and there's also the Gruffalo's Child,
No, I haven't read the Gruffalo's Child.
the
I'm
sequel to the Gruffalo.
Is that like Rosemary's Baby?
Yes.
You can answer honestly. Yeah.
It's when the Gruffalo's Child goes looking for the mouse because she's heard stories
For revenge.
for sweet revenge. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then she encounters the snake and the fox and the owl.
Who are
they
now
make
very,
it-
very old.
Yeah,
and they're aging.
Yeah.
they got grey in their hair.
Yeah.
Feathers or whatever.
Then they sort of trick her into finding the mouse, who then, like, using shadow play, fools the Gruffalo's Child, and then the Gruffalo's Child goes back to sleep.
The ancient.
Would you
It's
say-
not quite as good.
Oh, I was about to ask. Would you say it's as good?
No,
So
I
no.
would. I would not.
Okay.
And he's not quite as keen on that one. So that's another.
Is there an animation of that as well?
There's an animation of that.
Of course there is.
And there's Room on the Broom, which is another Julia Donaldson.
Interesting.
So we watch. He likes that as well.
Also illustrated by the same.
Yeah,
dude.
Axel
Do
Scheffler.
you think that potentially a lot of the charm and, let's say, national treasure status of
Yes.
Julia Donaldson work could perhaps be ascribed to the work of the illustrator?
Yes.
Well, we heard, didn't we, that she's
Well.
been working for ages before Gruffalo.
Do we
Yeah.
know that? Is that true?
Yeah, that's what they told us.
Ah.
Our publishing ladies told
Yeah.
us that.
Yes,
Not all of her
because
stories are illustrated by Axel,
yes, because weirdly enough,
but
we,
the most famous ones are.
yeah. Well, it's funny you bring this up, Rev, because you may
Yes,
not know
it is-
this.
it is funny.
You're in the presence of I mean,
Very special.
we try
for
not
us.
to talk about it, but we do share a publisher with
Yeah,
Julia
it's
Donaldson.
weird, isn't it?
Yeah,
and
it's
yet I've
weird,
not
yeah.
seen any free merchandise.
Yeah, no evidence of
Weird,
any of
Danny.
our weird claims.
If you
learned
could speak to the
something.
Julia Donaldson department, that'd be great.
Yeah, we learned that she has her whole own department.
Yeah.
Which is remarkable.
Well, she's a better selling author than
Us.
J.K. Rowling, and definitely
Yeah,
you.
what is that? What is that full accolade? Is it like the best-selling author ever, or like the best?
I think it may be
UK?
UK author ever. I think.
Yes, because I know that Oda is up there with One Piece for being the best-selling author of all time.
What really?
Yeah.
Oh shit! Wow,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
quite a claim. Yeah.
Although the rules of the list always change.
How
from
do you
list to
define
list.
such a
exactly.
thing? Yeah.
'Cause I think Tolkien is still like very, very high.
You'd think if he was still alive, he'd have a lot to celebrate.
Yeah.
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 God love him.
He'd probably smoke his pipe with the Hobbit weed.
Or Hobbit weed.
We are very
weed.
much in
Your love
that
of
sort
the
of
Hobbit weed.
sphere
weed.
of let's watch the same thing on repeat because that's what toddlers do.
What you need to do is find a new one
Well,
that he will love just
he's
as
got
much.
lots of shows that he likes, but none at the moment.
You need to find Cecil too, the new Cecil.
Cecil the Third.
I'm going to suggest
Yeah.
Matrix Revolutions.
Right. Okay.
Oh, that's something for everyone there. Yeah.
I mean, it
Yeah.
was a very, very
We're
successful
going to
sequel
explore the themes.
to a banging first movie.
Well,
Really
yeah.
expanded the franchise.
Was that the second one?
Oh fuck, I don't even know actually.
Revolutions
third
was the third one.
Oh yeah, no, it was a banging third entry
movie,
to a
yeah.
trilogy, making up a trilogy.
Yeah.
What was the second one called then?
Reloaded.
Oh yeah, that's a cool
Yeah.
name. That's our cool early 2000s name for a film.
Yeah.
And the fourth one, which was the one that nobody watched.
I watched it. I went to cinema. To see
I
it.
did watch it on
Yeah.
an illegal stream.
I understand why you would do that. It was like a fan had made it.
It was
very
very
weird.
It was very like you could tell it was being filmed during COVID. That
It was
film.
filmed on an iPhone, I believe.
Yeah. It's very strangely done. It's very strangely done.
It was very weird.
Yeah.
Revelations?
Yeah, let's go with that.
Renovations?
Revolutions?
No, that was the
that
third
the
one.
third one.
Oh shit! What?
We've been there already.
What? Really? We're having this conversation. This happened.
Revolution.
I thought rebooted would have been clever.
Reloaded.
Yeah.
Revolutions. What did you say?
Re-energized.
Revelations, was it?
Revelations.
There wasn't really any revelatory stuff in it though.
I thought it should have been called Rebooted.
Rebooted would have been clever because the
Yeah.
whole thing
They
was a
made
meta joke,
yeah,
wasn't it? Yeah.
The thing was a joke.
Isn't it
about
funny with franchises like that where we're all carrying a torch for a thing, and we assume that like everyone else cares as much as we do, and it's like 20, 25 years later, and we're going to get the whole cast together, and they're just as excited as you.
Yeah.
And you're
we're
like
not excited.
Keanu Reeves and Carrie-Anne Moss. And you're like, oh hey, I guess we worked together for like 3 years.
Yeah, we've
25
done
years ago.
So much other stuff.
Yeah, I don't even really like you. I don't know you.
I don't
really.
know you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's weird.
The thing is, I've watched stuff like regularly, like Star Wars. I used to watch The Matrix quite regularly.
You love Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love
You know,
the
some of the
Matrix
Marvel
one.
films.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've ever watched anything as consistently, as often as the last few weeks watching The Gruffalo.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what I've seen the most times in a row.
Have you, memory, as a kid,
Oh, yeah.
I was obsessed with Oliver,
Oh, yeah.
the musical. I know.
And
Well,
you don't
again,
like musicals.
I grew up in black and white, so that's how it is.
That's true, yeah.
But
You little Jew.
apparently,
You were probably there going, Loliver.
well, we had it. We had it on
Oliver.
VHS,
Oh, yeah.
and apparently, the moment it would end, we would rewind it
Yeah.
and put it back in. And apparently, my parents had to have an intervention where they were like, "We can't keep watching Oliver.
can't watch Oliver
It's
again."
fucking killing
I feel
us."
like we're heading that way.
yeah,
We're not there yet, but I feel like we're eventually just going to have to go, right, no more.
No more Gruffalo.
Let's
I am
do
sick
something
to
else.
the back teeth of this shit.
Presumably, none of this would be an issue if your boy was down a hole digging for tin
No.
or something like that.
No.
You know.
No, he's... we're going to ask him to move out very soon.
Have you
so-
considered putting him to work?
Like for tin.
Yeah,
Just for tin, exclusively for tin.
I heard recently that we've mined the last of tin.
there's no
No.
tin.
There's no tin left. in
Oh,
the
come
country.
back, tin.
Come back, tin. Although I guess in the mines we know have tin in them, they're dry. There could be new
the
veins
tin-
of
the tin mines.
The tin mines.
Oh.
Yeah. There could be new tin places to find.
Interesting,
that we
yeah.
haven't looked in yet.
Maybe this is the UK's. This could be the resurgence of the UK. Where
Yeah, it's like AI's not going to work out.
yeah, we used to be quite big on tin. That
Yeah.
was a thing.
We could get the tin thing.
They'll
going
rename,
again.
they'll rename us Tin Island. And Great Britain will cease to exist.
Thailand.
Tinland.
Thailand.
Oh, yeah.
Tinland.
Yeah,
Tinland.
maybe this will be like Cornwall will finally not just become a tourist and second home place.
They'll actually like offer something.
We'll
to the
reopen the
economy.
mines. Yeah, and the children do yearn for them.
They love
Yeah.
the mines.
Oh, the tin mines, yeah.
And I've watched enough videos of like middle-aged Cornish men climbing down tin mines between
disused
pints.
tin
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, we should do that then. Okay.
Yeah,
Then we
get-
probably wouldn't have to watch the Gruffalo so often.
Yeah, get them into tin.
Yeah. Have you considered tin? Wakes up tomorrow.
Do
Hello.
you have a young child, and if
Have
you
you
thought
considered-
about tin,
Have you considered tin?
have you considered tin?
Is like your issue with the repetition here less to do with the Gruffalo and more to do with the fact that you recognise that your authority over the boy is
Yes,
dwindling
there's also
already.
that.
Yeah,
Basically
yeah.
non-existent, I'd say. at this
Basically,
point.
he goes, Cecil, And I'll go, no, Cecil. We've just watched Cecil. Cecil. Yeah, all right then. That's pretty much how it's going at the moment.
Cecil.
He's learned actually how to like press OK on the remote.
Oh
Like,
no.
If it's highlighted already or it says watch this again, he knows to press OK. And then it's too late.
And how old is he again?
18 months.
He's a savant.
That's mad.
Yeah.
I can't do that.
No. Press OK.
I'm
No.
409.
Yeah.
I
Pretty
can't
much.
do that. I'm so old.
Spoken like a real 409-year-old.
So sometimes it's too late. We go and make a cup of tea and we get back in and it's back on and it's like, oh well, we're fucked.
We're
We're
in it now.
just gonna have to watch it again.
I guess he goes to sleep at some point.
The boy must sleep.
And then we just think, oh, just one more.
Just for us.
One more
One more
Gruffalo
for us. Ooh.
stream.
Remember the boy was awake earlier?
Yeah.
Let's relive those
Let's
golden
relive
moments.
that.
Yeah.
Cecil.
One day, you'll be sad.
We will be sad that won't want to watch it at some point.
Yeah, he'll be like a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
Like little shit.
Would you like to watch the Gruffalo, Jacob?
No, fuck off, Dad.
You're so embarrassing.
Fuck off,
So
Dad.
embarrassing. I'm going to get my sliders.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dad, don't interrupt me while I'm in VR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to go meet my cyber mates.
I'm gonna go meet my cyber friend, the Gruffalo.
Yeah, he doesn't want to watch it. but he
All
wants
right,
to
Jacob, it's me, the Gruffalo.
It's me, the
All right.
Gruffalo. I'm definitely
How's it-
not a Russian man called Yuri.
How's it going, all right? It's
Definitely not.
It's me, Cecil the Gruffalo. How you
Innit?
going, all right?
How you going?
All right, Jacob, my main man. You ready for this raid in Fortnite? I'm a Gruffalo and I got a fucking
And
gun.
I'm wearing sliders. Let's go.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a view of the future.
there you go.
I've got hate.
Yeah.
Kind of ties in.
Oh, really?
Oh,
No, it really doesn't. No. I hate the fact that nothing works anymore.
Like your body?
Well, no. Technology and
Your
apps
body actually works much better
and
than
software.
technology.
No, I've never been healthier. I'm in the prime of my life, and if you see bags under my eyes, that's just the shadow from the blinding sun that is my brain.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank
you're
you.
a writer.
Took me a long time to think it.
There was a quite a long pause.
I
there.
realised
You can fix that in post.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I still loved it.
I started with hyperbole and I was like, oh my god, I'm dying. I can feel my synapses eroding. I'm so tired. It's unreal. But no, so again, I'm not going to harp on about AI. This is for once.
Because you love it.
This is tangential to it.
Oh yeah.
But
Tangentials.
there's a chap.
And genitals.
There's a guy
There's a man.
called Ed, he sounds like a sci-fi villain, but Ed Zitron.
Yeah.
I can't believe
Zertron?
that's a real man. I'm
Zytron-
aware of the man you're talking
Zytron?
about. And I can never
Detroit
remember
here
his
is
Yeah.
American as apple pie. Hockney boing, Mr. Boynes.
I'm tired of everyone getting promoted ahead of me. Lenny, Carl, Zootroy. But no, so he's a kind of like a tech commentator.
Which sounds like an awful thing.
Yeah.
But he's actually quite cool.
I have listened to some of the stuff he's said in the past, and he is very critical of the hype around AI.
Oh yeah.
And he's giving some excellent kind of talking points and, discussion points and things to bring up when you're trying to make a case against this shit.
Yeah.
And we won't bore you with it, but we've been doing some stuff lately. We've been trying to be a bit vocal. We've been trying to do our part in all this. And I listened to another piece with him lately. He was on a podcast again. They brought him back, and he spent a couple more hours ranting about the shit of AI.
Sure.
And so I'm not going to go on about AI, but the point he made was that, like, talking about a greater problem with tech at the moment. And it's this idea that, like, and he kind of put words to a feeling I think I'd been, like, thinking about for a long time, but hadn't actively put words to it. But the idea that, like, we gave the tech industry all this freedom because the tech industry was meant to, A, be the future, and B, save the future. This is the idea that tech was always meant to be better living through technology. Technology was meant to fix everything.
We're going to have jetpacks and robo-butlers and
Yeah.
cars.
It'll help the human race.
It was the promise
to
of
thrive.
it was the promise of tomorrow.
Jetsons has got a lot to answer for.
It really does. Yeah,
Yeah.
joking aside, like robot maids and like conveyor belts and
But all of those stories, like, I was kind of being glib, but that's actually kind of, like, true, isn't it? It's like those stories were selling us
yes.
on this sort of greater corporate future tech thing.
Yeah.
And it's literally bred a generation of people going, yeah, but what if jetpacks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we go like,
What if VR?
and even if like the hype failed to live up to the reality, we'd go like, oh yeah, but in a couple of years it'll be better.
Yeah.
Like it will always be better. There'll always be improvement. Now again, all these companies now, like every company under the sun is currently forcing AI down your throat.
Om nom nom.
Oh yeah.
Now again, I've moaned about on a previous episode, but like our work email suddenly incorporated AI.
Oh.
And we had no way to turn it off. I had to spend 2 hours on chat with a support agent
with AI.
getting him to turn it off. yeah, ironically enough,
Is that AI?
Can you turn yourself off, please?
So now it's like your phone is just going to come with AI.
Yeah.
Your email's got AI. Your fucking fridge has got AI. Everything's got AI, and it's like they're all just forcing this down our throat.
Yeah.
So yeah, the point he made, which I thought was quite interesting, is that like, and yet he said his point was he wanted to give the consumer a bit more credit than they're ever normally given. He said, I think most people now acknowledge on some level that all technology is a bit shit.
It really is.
Yes.
He said like all these companies for the longest time they were meant to bring out new products, and every new product was meant to make life a little bit better, and it isn't.
No.
It stopped at some point. The promise was broken, and so now the only thing these companies have,
Yeah.
and this is literally everything. Name an app, and there's an example of it. They can't give you a new thing. They can only add content you don't want, bloating a thing, making it worse. Everything is performing worse than it used to.
Yes.
It's like innovation is dead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fucked. Like you think about
You
like
gotta satisfy the shareholders though.
yes, yeah.
But even are they even satisfied though? Because like
If they're making money.
profit margins are getting razor and razor thinner, right?
Yeah.
Which isn't a sentence, but it's fine.
It's
I'm-
Razoring, thinnering.
They're razoring more thinner
Yeah.
than ever before because the level to which they can make an innovative step forward
Yeah.
has decreased exponentially.
Yeah, you can't make a step forward. Literally, the only way these companies now make money is to offer different subscription levels.
Yeah, true.
So, like, you think of an app you use, I use Spotify, and then they'll go, yeah, maybe you should upgrade to Spotify Pro. I'm already on Spotify Pro. I don't
Yes.
get ads.
Now
And they're
what?
like, yeah, but have you considered upgrading to Spotify Duo? And I'm like,
At least you
okay.
meet the musicians.
That's where they'll come and give you a little kiss before
Yeah.
you go to bed.
Yeah.
So we've got two.
Thanks.
We've got
ELO.
All of ELO in your bedroom.
Hi John, it's us. ELO.
It's us. It's me, ELO.
hello. It's me, Jeff Lynn.
Yeah.
I'm very old now, but I want to say to you, John, I hope you sleep well
Yeah.
tonight.
Knock,
Good
knock,
night,
knock. Who's
John.
that? Oh, it's James Blunt. He's here too.
Yeah.
Hello, John. Hello, it's me, James Blunt.
But I'm like, Lucy and I, we're a 2-person household, and it's like, do you want to use Spotify Duo? You got 2 professional plans. You might as well combine them. You make a small saving. Yeah, all right. I guess I will.
Fine, yeah.
And even then, it's not enough. I'm like, hey, John.
Hey, John.
Do you want to
It's
upgrade?
us again.
Do you want to upgrade to Spotify Family? It's like, well, no, evidently not, because I'm on Spotify Duo. I haven't just manifested 2 children out of the
What if you
ether.
do though? You might.
Well-
you need to get ready.
So now, like,
And then they want Spotify.
an app which was like about music certainly wasn't about equitable pay for the artists involved. But now it's like, I open it and there's a video playing, and I can't turn the video off, and it goes, "Oh, we thought you'd like this video
Yeah, oh, sure.
of a podcast because podcasts are now videos."
Yeah. They're called visualized podcasts.
And there's a
You
button.
idiot. We should be doing it.
So I click on the drop down menu and I go, "What is this?" And it goes, "We just like to recommend content on occasion."
Yeah.
And I go, "I'm not interested." I click the not interested button.
Yeah.
Thanks for letting us know, John. We'll hide this from your feed.
Yeah.
But then it stays there.
Doesn't hurt it from the feed.
And I go, well,
That's kind of annoying.
I guess it's just there now. Okay. Well, I guess I'll just go. I guess I'll
it's
just
there
go.
forever now.
I guess I'll just go and Google something. And you go and Google something, and I'm like, how do I fix this problem in Spotify? And you just get like AI, Gemini written answer, and then 4, 5, 6, 8 sponsored links.
Yeah.
And then it's like, and then you scroll down. Maybe you get an answer, maybe you don't.
Maybe someone's written a Reddit article about it.
Yeah,
Probably not though.
yeah. Yeah, you were saying today, it's like you were trying to find an email which you sent in your inbox. Can't find it.
Searched my sent items.
Oh, it's so hard to find stuff you sent now.
Yeah,
Well, they've throttled searches
Yeah.
so that you will use AI,
yeah.
like the AI tool that's built into your thing.
Yeah, that is true.
But like literally, like
I liked how it was before.
Yeah, I challenge you. Literally, think because we can't just go. No one can just go. Oh yeah, I don't use technology, so this doesn't apply to me.
No.
Everybody uses it. You can't escape it. That's what life is.
The classic example, and I remember this was the first time I ever noticed it, was when Facebook groups or pages or whatever the fuck they are, like stopped letting you talk to everyone in that group.
Yeah.
So I remember I created really early on, early Facebook days when groups or pages, whichever one it was I did, started. I set up one called Nick Angel's Artwork.
Yeah.
And the idea being, it was like, you subscribe to my group/page, and whenever I do something, you'll all find out. And I had like 200 or 300 people in that group. And then they introduced boosted posts, which was a way to pay money to get your post to be seen.
Yeah.
And I remember going, well, that's weird. I don't need to do that. But then I noticed that every post I ever did in my group was being now seen by like 5 or 10 people. Because they were deliberately throttling the reach that my posts had to my own curated fan base, because they knew it was an opportunity to make money if they forced me to spend. And then I'd start boosting posts. So it actually worked. I started spending money because I was like, well, I'm not reaching the people I need to reach. And I was still not getting the likes that I used to get when it just went to literally every single person who'd subscribed to my page.
Yeah.
Why do you have to pay to send it to someone who's already subscribed?
Because
it's an opportunity for them to make
you've
money.
got to make money though, haven't you? I mean, nearly 20 years ago when I went to Canada, I blogged, I guess you could call it blogging, the whole experience through a Facebook group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like I would write, I don't know, not regularly, but I'd write updates about what we were up to.
Yeah.
And like everybody in the group would get those messages.
Yeah.
And read it. It was mad. But like literally, I think of any digital online service, an app you use right now, you can probably describe something about it which is frustrating and doesn't work.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Definitely.
They don't care. They don't care because people use it.
Yeah.
And if people, the only way to vote for these things is with your feet.
Well,
That's the same for anything. That's not just digital
Or
stuff.
your ass.
Yeah.
Vote with your ass or your feet.
Yeah.
Well,
One of those.
But like, was it Cory Doctorow, the writer and the tech commentator? He coined the phrase "enshittification,"
Yes.
Yeah.
which became, it was one of like the words of the year
Was it?
or something like that last year.
Yeah.
But the idea that like tech companies start out and they provide us a service that is for the customer. So
Solves
like
the problem.
you think about Facebook back in the day, the classic Facebook thing was that you could just, if you wanted to message someone or post something that you wanted your friends to see, they would just see it.
Yeah.
It was great because they hadn't thought about making money in that way. And then a company shifts from being about fulfilling the needs of the customers
Yes.
to fulfilling the needs of their investors.
Yes.
Because when you have a user base of like 50 million people, like, well, we've got them. We've got the suckers, like these animals.
'em.
We hate them.
Well, people can't get away from these things now. Really.
Yeah, exactly. And then
Like
they're
I've deleted Twitter. Facebook logged me out anyway the other day, and I've not really missed it.
Yeah.
Instagram, as I said, I don't really use as much.
yeah, but that's the
Yeah,
thing.
I can do without
They
them, but
treat-
it doesn't mean I don't have some kind of,
No, you have a
toe in with
presence,
them.
yeah,
Yeah.
but they have no incentive to make your life better. This is the thing.
No.
They make all their money from you. And people like you, the suckers, the idiots who just
Yeah.
kind of passively, pay the subscription. And they treat us all like shit. Like, technology is not making our lives better now. Because
it's
the
not.
companies that make the technology are just, like...
And they're only in it to make money as well.
Yeah.
Like, there used to be this weird, like, perhaps 50s futurist idea of, like, oh, if you get into tech, you're like a superhero. You're saving the
Yeah.
world. You're going to make the thing that helps people, And now it's like, oh, no, get into tech because you'll make shitloads of money off fucking idiots and suckers. And all you have to do is sell it big at the beginning, get loads of people to invest, get loads of idiot cattle-like customers to buy your stupid thing, sell the company for $1 billion, and retire to the Maldives. That's literally the plan.
Yeah.
It's never, ever now about improving life.
Yeah.
And I'm naive even to suggest that should be a considered factor.
But think about the psychological damage this is doing to everyone on a daily basis.
Yeah.
It's like I go, oh man, I'd really like to chill for a few minutes with a fun video on YouTube. You open YouTube. Can you find the thing you're looking for? No. You get ads in your
Ad
feed.
first.
And then you finally find a video you're interested in. Unskippable 60-minute ad.
Yeah.
Like 60-minute, 60-second ad rolls. You wait to skip. You wait to skip. You wait to skip. Skip. Straight into the video. The video opens with a sponsored ad read.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then by the time you've got through all that, you realise the minor task you were trying to do is over.
I went to YouTube the other day to rewatch a video I'd already watched because I knew there was a bit in it that had a bit of information I needed.
Yeah.
So I scrubbed through the video. But first, when I clicked on the video first, I got an ad.
Yeah.
And then I scrubbed through it to get to the point. And then I hit play on the point that I knew it was.
an ad up.
And then an ad ran
Yeah.
then. Because, of course, it's like, oh, you're trying to skip past the ads, basically.
Yeah.
And it's like, we'll force them in there. It's just like, fuck, I just need 2 seconds of information.
Yeah.
I just needed to remember this one URL.
And
that
all
was
these
it.
and all these platforms would say, "Oh yeah, but dickhead,
Dickhead.
if you just pay us $7.99 a month,
Yeah.
YouTube
Skip
all
Premium.
this
ads.
all this inconvenience will
Do
go
you
away."
not like the ads? Well, we're not going to do anything about it,
No.
but we will charge you.
And the reason I'm so resistant to this is that they are manually creating a problem, and they go, "Oh yeah, but this problem that we created, we absolutely guarantee that if you just give us this money, it'll all
Yeah.
go away." And it's like, well, look, if you give them an inch, they'll take a mile.
Yeah.
Because you were saying like a while ago, like Prime, Amazon Prime,
Yes.
now has adverts.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
The
you're
whole
already paying
point
for
of
that.
subscribing to Prime was that you could get their content without ads.
Yeah.
And then they're like, turns out there's ads there now.
Turns out we
Yeah.
need the ads.
It's fucking gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have we get all our TV, I suppose you call it, through an Amazon Fire Stick. That is the brains of our computer.
TV, yeah.
And the brains of our TV. And you fire it up, and it's like, what are we interested in? What I guess like YouTube, Nebula, Disney Plus. Where are those? Like literally, you load it. The homepage is nothing but ads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing but ads. Like it's tiny. You have to scroll down and go like, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Is that My Apps? No, that's like an ad that looks like My Apps.
God.
And you go, oh, that's Disney Plus. No, wait, that's a sponsored ad
That's
for
something-
Disney Plus. And if I click on that, it will try and get me to create an account.
I
But we've
have
already
an
got an account. It is nightmarish. Everything is shit.
I want to die.
Yeah. I'd like.
This is upsetting me.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah. I just like
It's the same with sport though, because like my mum, for example, pays quite a lot for Sky every month.
Really?
Yeah, they're like upwards of 30-40 quid a month.
Yeah.
And then it's nothing but ads.
Yeah.
The football. It's nothing but ads.
Yeah.
Constantly broken up with ad breaks.
Which is why
It's like an ad break.
Yeah.
Here are the teams. Time for another ad break, and kickoff will come after that.
Yeah.
Then it's 45 minutes without ads.
And they'll be like, oh,
But
yeah.
even then, they want to introduce like a break in the middle of the first half to put ads in,
Fuck me.
which hasn't happened yet.
They
but
want to introduce that to the game.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
They want to have like a drinks break where they can put an ad on.
They literally
and-
want to change the structure of the sport to accommodate advertising.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Jesus Christ. And the fucked part is there might be enough money in it where they could.
Yeah, I reckon it's
actually
probably
do that.
inevitable. Like,
Yeah.
it will happen. in
I'm
our
sure it will
lifetime.
happen. Yeah.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
horrible. Messy. Horrible.
So yeah, I don't know. There's no immediate answer, but I think people.
Well,
Yeah.
I think people are turning away. Like you just said, like you're not
Yeah.
really on Facebook and Instagram. I'm now like over nearly 2 months sober from TikTok. Like I'm just not.
They're probably
using
doing it slightly because people are turning away and they're like, right, well, we need to do this now.
But that's what's hilarious about it, though, isn't it? Is that in many ways it's like the ship's already sunk, the horse
Yeah.
is already bolted. Like you can flood TikTok with ads now. I'm still not watching it. Like I've gone.
Yeah.
I'm literally done.
It strikes me as like this is like the death throes.
Yeah, it is.
You know, this is where like its body is like ossifying. You know, they can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and they're just thrashing about.
It's like the Cambrian evolution, isn't it, or whatever, where they're just trying everything desperately to try
Yeah.
and keep us on,
Because like,
and it will fail, and there'll be an apocalypse event.
Because the simple answer is, if you want people to use a thing, you make it pleasing.
Yeah.
And
You
and
solve the problem,
easy.
or
Yeah.
you make it great. You make it cool. You make it fun. You make it engaging. You make it exciting. That's the two things.
Yeah.
It's literally it. Fun or problem solving.
or you become popular enough that it doesn't matter,
Yeah, and then you're in.
which is what it is.
And then they just repeatedly get you into higher
Yeah.
subscription levels.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. Just nothing works anymore.
No,
No.
you're right. Nothing does.
And maybe this is a good thing because then,
Maybe long term.
yeah, it breaks. We all go and read more books and go for more walks and spend time with our loved ones, and then
I genuinely think we could be on the cusp of like a post-screen revolution.
yeah,
Yeah.
turns out it was all a terrible mistake.
And books are like fucking cool,
It
actually.
was like,
Yeah.
hey, remember books?
Remember books?
They're back
Jesus,
in book
They
form.
never left us. They never betrayed us. Then there's ads in books.
Yeah.
we had a good run, guys. Nearly 20 years of internet. You know,
Enjoying this book? You might like
Yeah.
this other book.
You
you
might
seen
like
the book?
milk.
Yeah.
anyway,
Oh,
Loves?
I'm upset now.
loves.
Yeah, I'm upset now.
Rattle through some loves.
Let's rattle through these fucking loves. I've got love. I love it when people who know their shit shorten words that I would never have thought to shorten.
Oh.
So when we were, I just remembered this and I wrote it down. But when we were getting our bathroom done, our plumber, he wouldn't say radiator.
No.
He'd say rad.
Rad.
Oh,
That's where the rad's going to go.
That's rad. What's rad?
Yeah, that's short for radiator. That is.
Oh.
It's like, fuck me, you sound like you know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to trust a man who refers
Here's
to
a-
a radiator as a rad.
Here's a blank check with my signature on it.
It's
Write
like,
down any amount you wish.
I've heard the term X-bed. Oh, we're going on X-bed this weekend. Because it's a waste of time to say expedition, isn't it?
oh,
That's a fucking waste of time.
X-bed.
back to me a minute.
We're going on X-bed. I'm like, oh, fuck you, you know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You're legit. Shit.
wow.
What a fucking hero.
It took me a
I
minute
never
to
would've
even
got that.
work out what.
I never
No.
would've got
Yeah.
that.
That's a military-ish sort of term, I
X-bed.
think.
Right.
We're on X-bed this weekend.
Right.
You know, but it's like, it's always, I love it in a kind of like, I'm kind of find it funny kind of way.
Right.
Because I, A, do not feel cool enough to do it. B, I don't have any reason to do it.
Mm.
And C, I don't know any of them. I don't know any of these short special words that people in the biz, know. But I'm constantly like, again, now that I've said it, you may hear it now. Like you may hear, you'll talk to like a tradie or something.
Yeah.
And he'll be talking about where he's going to put in your like sewage. Your
So are
sewage pipe.
you saying we could make any case more convincing, make any products more appealing by
I reckon.
going,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I reckon we're going to take, maybe take a real just kind of wide P later. Just a real wide P. Does P mean poo? Yeah.
Or P.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could mean P.
That's quite confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, that's a good one though, because you need to know.
Yeah.
need to be
well,
in it
you've
to
got to
know.
ask,
This is it, exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm too scared to ask as well. Like, because the first time our plumber said we're going to put the rad here, I was like, oh fuck, what's he talking about?
You just went, yeah, mate, sounds
And then-
good. Can I get you another coffee?
Context clues
Yeah.
alone
Yeah,
allowed
yeah.
me to ascertain that. Oh
Yeah.
fuck, that's the radiator.
You get kind of scared and
Yeah. Well, of course I
yeah,
do, yeah.
humbled. Yeah.
Yeah, very humbled.
But how much time is he saving by doing that?
Very good question.
Because then you're having to think, oh, what does he mean?
I don't think it's about time saving. I think it's about appearing like an
Knowledgeable.
expert.
No, I do like
rad.
the idea that in this age of efficiency, you're the 0.3 seconds that your guy saves by going rad.
I mean, radiator is a mouthful of. That's radiator. That's 4 syllables.
Radiator.
Expedition. That's 4
Look
syllables.
at me, I'm here saying 4 syllables like a mug.
schmuck.
Yeah.
Over there.
Yeah.
Well, you could just say rad.
Well, we say Mike for these.
Oh, so we're actually kind of in the biz.
Yeah.
me.
No. So like, what's another 4?
Microphone.
Like colonoscopy. That's 5.
Yeah, going for a.
You ready for a big coal?
Going for
Ready for
a
your call?
For a call this weekend.
Maybe doctors call it that.
Yeah.
You know, got a quick couple of calls this afternoon.
Couple
then
of
I got
calls.
a fresh call actually Saturday morning.
Yeah.
And a third call
Yeah.
this
And
afternoon.
then a sweet lead-infused coal.
Yeah.
In the
Oh.
afternoon. Yeah.
A lot of calls this week.
A lot of colds. I am a cold doctor though.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
So that's what we're called.
A cold doc.
cold
So,
doc.
so
Yeah.
do you love the fact that it instantly bedazzles idiots like us?
Yeah, I'm sort of like, I feel like I can stand away from it and sort of look at what's happening and kind of love that it happens at all in a way. But I do also find it quite amusing because I do also think it might be a little performative.
Yes.
You know, it might be a sort of like, well, I need to say rad because that's what guys like us say. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, he could say radiator and I wouldn't think any less of it.
No.
No.
Oh, yeah. You want to get a sick R up on the wall there.
Yeah, how short do we go?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think mechanics do it quite a lot.
Hmm.
I'm trying to think of an example, which I can't, because this is it. I'm no good at it because I'm not in this biz. But then I just did it with biz.
Biz.
Ah.
Biz.
I'm trying to think if like I do it as like an
Business.
artist or an illustrator. I do it with anything,
Hmm.
but
Yeah, I guess I'm just going to use a bit of purr in this scene. Perspective.
Oh, perspective.
Yes.
Purrs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just threw some sick purr on this. You know.
Threw a bit of sick purr.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I'm going to use a bit of, path and a bit of whim.
Yeah. Maybe I could shorten InDesign to like indie.
Indie.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Which brings it back to sliders. And John Rhys Davis. Indie.
From Indiana
Indie.
Jones. Indie. I still can't believe they got the tallest man in Hollywood to play the shortest character in fiction.
He's a very big man.
Is he a large man?
He is like 6 foot.
He's by far the tallest of the actors in the Fellowship.
What?
And yet he plays Tiny Gimli.
Yeah.
What? Was it? Yeah.
It's funny, isn't it? Because they probably auditioned him, and he like did a really good job as Gimli, and they're like, "Fuck, now we're gonna make him tiny."
Now we've
I
got to
wish
do a
the
lot of
tiny
CGI.
guys who'd auditioned had actually been really fucking good.
A lot of people think he was kneeling in a lot of the scenes, but he was actually lying face down.
Yeah.
If you actually
just
look,
poking his
Gimli's
head.
just a head and two
It's true, it's like the-
two empty shoes.
It's like the top of her head, like
Yeah.
it's like a ball
I
patch.
love that. Do you want me to do mine?
Yeah, go on.
You
Yeah.
should.
Mine up is the Greg's app.
Oh my god!
Well,
A kindred spirit.
Well, interesting. Yeah.
Well, this year,
the beige
on the
convergence has happened.
at the start of this year, the biggest lie of my marriage occurred.
Yes.
Yes.
And that was that I was going for a secret Greg's,
Secret
your
Greg's.
secret
You
shame.
told us all about it.
which I told Liz about eventually.
Oh, boo.
And now I've downloaded the Greg's app
Yeah, I'm a fairly recent convert
as
as well.
part of that. And fucking hell, I mean, they just like go scan here. And it updates it in real time, and it shows how many you've got to go until your freebie. They give you free stuff on your birthday, which is coming up.
It displays like a PNG of a very long sausage roll.
Yeah, it's
and
really
every
long.
time you order a drink, it takes a bite out of it.
That'd be good. It's
Honestly, John, if there was a PNG of a really long sausage roll, I'd be like, how do I get that?
but there's so much free stuff on the app.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
You get a coffee just for joining the app.
Yeah, so you could
coffee.
do that tomorrow, John.
For
You get a
downloading
free
an app.
coffee. And then just sack the app off. Get a free coffee, mate.
And then, it's just like a countdown to your free
You get these little wheels, don't you?
treat. Whatever, anything.
There's all these categories of beige,
Yeah.
basically.
There's
Coffees,
there's a lot of rewards on it.
pastries, hot food,
Hot food.
breakfast item,
Oh.
and desserts.
Yeah.
Like donuts or whatever.
It's the finest
5 wheels.
It's the finest selection of rewards I've ever seen on an app like that.
But also, my coffee wheel
Yeah.
and my breakfast item wheel are both at 9.
Yeah.
So tomorrow morning,
You get a
I
freebie.
think this is right. I think I'm going to get a whole free fucking breakfast.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah. Not
Yeah,
only
I mean,
do they
like,
have the greatest prices on
unbelievable.
the high street,
Yeah.
but also every fucking 10 free.
And I find their sausage wraps delicious.
I also
Yeah.
find them delicious.
I don't care what's in them.
I can't.
I don't care what's in them.
Chinese newspapers.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
They
can't.
taste great.
I want to say, I say this as someone who has a lot of respect for Greg's. I can't eat there now because
Because of your whole like
because of who I
because
am,
of all of this.
Because of how you are.
because of everything about me.
Because of the awful man that you are.
But when I last was eating at Greg's, my god, those prices!
Yeah.
In
honestly.
2025, you can get a coffee and a donut for like £2.10.
Yeah.
yes.
Like, my god,
And like the same thing in Costa is like $6.99.
it's
Yeah.
unreal.
And worse, I'd
Unreal.
argue. In
And
Costa.
worse.
Yeah,
I like Costa coffee, but like Greg's
Yeah.
coffee is good.
it's good. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
mad. I am
Perfectly palatable. Greg's
kudos
coffee.
to them for paying for charging the same prices they've charged for 90.
They're doing very well. They're making loads.
Yeah.
Greg's.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
no
because
one-
they understand
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
principles of volume over single.
No one
Yeah.
begrudges them it because their prices are still very reasonable.
but also me moaning about like tech companies and nothing actually working. Here's Greg's as a company doing the one thing that is succeeding, which is giving people what they want,
Yeah.
which is cheap grease.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
cheap grease, but also
yeah.
like we live in a time when it's like cost of fucking living. There are people out there who literally can't afford to
Yeah.
eat,
Yeah.
and those people can afford to get a Greg's.
Yes.
They can
Jesus
It's becoming
Christ.
one of the most beloved brands in the UK now, Greg's.
Yes.
Because everyone's like, they get it.
with good reason.
They
You get a
understand.
beige rectangle for like 75p.
That'll
My
keep-
Yeah.
God,
That'll keep
yeah.
you going.
That's unreal.
That's a day's worth.
That'll stave off the
Yeah.
Reaper
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I mean, like,
Until eventually.
and
until,
if they,
until eventually you,
have
die
too,
of
you have
grease.
too many. But
and if
you know.
they can do it,
Yeah.
It kind of puts everyone to shame.
yeah, why can't
actually.
everyone do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Jesus
can.
Christ.
Is the answer. They can.
They've done well out of this crisis by just not being pricks.
Yeah.
But the Greg's near where we work, Like, there's literally a Costa across from it,
Yeah.
and the Greggs always has a queue out the door.
Yeah.
And the Costa has, like, no one in it.
Yeah.
It's literally just
Yeah.
always the way.
Yeah.
Because everything they sell is like 3 times more expensive.
Yeah.
And it's unreal.
Yeah.
For no visible increase in quality.
But this app enhances that by giving you genuine, achievable freebies. Quite a lot of them as well.
like, you never get free shit. Like, even the
Yeah.
best loyalty things, like, look at Tesco Club Card or whatever. They'll give you money off.
Yeah.
Or whatever. But you...
Here's £2.50 off when you spend £150.
£2,000, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like, they're just giving free shit away every 10.
Yeah.
It's almost too good to be true.
Yeah. But they're doing it.
And they will, and they do.
God love them. God love them.
God love GRX.
There you go.
I've got a love.
Yes.
Nice and simple one. I think in a previous episode I talked about my love of rediscovering real movies.
Yeah.
Which was just kind of like men in rooms talking.
With a plot.
Over a weekend, I watched All the President's Men,
Oh.
All the President's Men.
which I've never seen. It's one of those classic movies.
Yeah. Is it
No,
old?
I've never seen it.
70s.
Is it?
Yeah.
70s.
It's about the Watergate scandal. And the weird thing is, very contemporary. As in, like...
worryingly.
No, I mean, like, as in the scandal hit, the guys who broke the story wrote a book, which came out, like, 2 years after the scandal, and then the movie was made a year after that. So it's really, like...
it's really,
yeah.
like, tight to time. Yeah.
Dustin Hoffman and Robert Redford.
And
Cast.
classic boys.
It's a longish movie, and it literally the most exciting thing that ever happens is that, like, someone's in a room, and then they go to a different room, and they talk a bit more.
Men in a room.
And, like,
But
good
they're acting.
God, the slow pace, the acting. Like, I'm a sucker for terrible 70s haircuts and fashion. And, like, everybody looks amazing in, like, that awful 70s way.
Yeah, there was something about the 70s.
Oh, my God, yeah. And it's just like putting a warm blanket on. And also, it's nice that, like, it's a story about people abusing power to do something bad.
Yeah.
And then just the truth
Yes.
coming for them.
Yeah.
Which is a very,
I wish we lived in that era now.
yeah, it's a simple, like, it was a naive idea. But, yeah, it was just like, oh, fuck, this is a real pot boiler of a movie. They just took their time.
Nice.
Very
That's
good.
cool.
Yeah, it was grand.
Yeah.
And Robert Redford, good God, what a leading man.
Really?
Yeah.
What a leading
I
man.
don't think I've seen him in much, to be fair. Like,
No, not as much as I should have. I've seen not Smokey and the Bandit, the other one. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. He's in that.
Yeah,
He's
I've
very
seen
good.
that, actually, no.
Surprisingly good, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, surprisingly good. And I saw, oh God, I can't remember what it's called, but it's also the movie about that every trope about, like, a con or a heist movie came from.
Where they're all born
The
from.
Sting? Is it The Sting? I can't remember. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure, let's
Yeah.
do that.
It's quite that.
He's got a chiseled jaw.
Oh.
Yeah, you can just, like, walk on the screen, and you go, man, he's acting.
Commando.
that guy,
done
that
anything,
guy
yeah.
is going.
He's
Yeah,
got it,
so it's
yeah.
good. So if you've got, like, 3 hours and just want to, like, just feel like you're in the hands of skilled filmmakers, I'd recommend it.
That is
you
a
go.
good final review.
Good
line.
recommendation.
Yeah.
Like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Matrix Revolutions is really good.
Like,
Yeah,
I heard that's good.
Yeah, but really, like, you could do it as a double
What
bill.
is the name of the fourth
Yeah.
one?
We
should look that up.
It's probably
Revelation.
Revelation.
Is it not rebooted? Reload? No.
It should be rebooted.
Reconstituted.
Regurgitated?
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Anyway, look,
That would've
it's
been
been
funnier.
it's been a long old episode.
Has it been a long
Yes.
one? Oh, it has.
I think
Look
it
at
has.
that, yeah.
What
Look at the time.
What do we think? One gentleman, love or hate?
I mean,
Format is king.
the hates were pretty profound tonight.
I think I
Yeah,
say
they were.
Mm,
Yeah,
They were quite potent.
it's a shame
They
we
left
can't
a mark.
throw in like a third option, which is for the preamble, which was quite.
No, we
entertaining.
should-
Yeah,
we
that
should-
was one of our better preambles,
Oh. Yeah.
actually.
I've just looked up the name of the fourth Matrix film.
Yeah.
Resurrections.
Oh, I
No.
can see why.
Really,
That's what it was called.
really.
shame.
That's quite
On the
bad.
nose.
Yeah, that doesn't like. I don't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's bad. It's really bad.
yeah. Sorry, did we decide love or hate?
Hate.
Hate.
Yeah.
Cool. We out.